Hey everybody, we're back with background music.
Sorry.
Was that right? Was that? So yeah, welcome back to Blades in the Dark, where this crew is about to have a little bit of a reckoning with each other and discuss. Have a friendly discussion about
discussion. I was gonna say a reckoning seems.
No. Everybody's fine, calmly discussing what happened last time. So if you didn't catch the last episode or you have no idea what we're doing, we're taking a little hiatus from D&D for another or so. A week from today, I think, is when we're starting back up. But for now, we're doing Blades in the Dark. So these guys are a crew of scoundrels. They are espionage specialists. Also
something like that.
Murder specialists
in training.
Yep. And what we got up to last time was they went and hit a Red Sash's hideout to steal part of their war chest, basically, to fund their ongoing developing street war with the Lamp Blacks. They did this at the Lamp Blacks' behest. They did manage to get away with the coin they were there to steal. They got out the window before the Spirit Warden showed up to deal with all the dead bodies that they created. And you guys are creators, you know? You're creating corpses.
I mean, we created
sabotaging lives.
Yeah.
Exactly. We sabotaged lives, but we also created jobs. The Spirit Wardens, I'm sure, were bored.
Right. They must have been bored. Not enough bodies.
I mean, look how fast they were getting there.
Yep. So we started the downtime, and that we talked about the payoff, but we have the rest of the downtime from that score to finish out, and then see what this crew gets up to next. So we kind of fast forwarded to back. They jumped out the window of this place, got back to their hideout through the alley and things from the docks, and they are now back here. I guess about to discuss what went down during the night. Yeah.
So, crew and Sarge in particular, we need to make sure we're all on the same page when we go into these things. Personally, I don't mind what you did with all the Red Sashes. Professionally speaking, if we will, if we're trying to get somewhere, we can't just start out murdering everybody. We're not going to get very far in this town that way. Trust me. Well, I can tell you where we're going to get. It's going to be across the river. That's where we're going to get. And I've done enough over there that I don't plan on going back. So I have goals. I don't know if the rest of you guys have any goals beyond today, but I have goals. And as I said, I don't mind us, whacking some gang guys when we need to, but I feel like that if we're going to do that, we all need to be on the same page about what we're doing. Because my understanding going in that door is we were going to be pretty stealthy when we went in there.
We were.
Well, stealthy for us means we're going to sneak in, get the stuff we were there for, and sneak out. Not sneak in and murder everybody along the way.
They could have snuck up behind us.
Not the two that I dazed. Why do we have to kill them?
Did you not say they were sleeping?
Kill them.
Well, and so I guess, besides them sneaking up, was there any other reason to be killing them?
What do you mean?
What? What do you mean? What do I mean? Like, why kill them in the first place? You could have just knocked them in the head. You know, just knocked them out.
It seems unreliable.
But for what? I mean, if they're unconscious, they're unconscious. At least they can't
But for
speak
how
without it.
long are they unconscious?
Sorry, I didn't hear you say again, Mike.
But for how long are they unconscious?
Well, better to be unconscious than dead. The dead speak.
Well, my goals here are to make some money and stay alive, and stay unknown. I think that's a big part of it. So if somebody sees my face and they know that I was involved, yeah, I'm okay with them dying. But if they're sleeping, I don't know that it's necessary. But I don't want anybody to know that I'm involved in this.
Yeah, if there's people that need gotten rid of, then I'm especially fellas like that, then I'm all for it. But I guess my point is that we all need to be on the same page when the job starts. And I felt like 3 of us were on the same page in that one.
I felt like when we were going in that I said that we needed to kill everybody. And nobody had any objections to that.
Well, A, I didn't hear you say that because I was across the street. And B, I'm not sure and from what I could tell, when the door opened, you were the first one in. So I'm not really sure anybody had an opportunity to stop you without causing a bigger racket. Just from my vantage point.
Well, and another thing.
So if we do this again, who would you have preferred I kill?
Nobody. No, ideally you didn't kill anybody because the simple fact is we could be ID'd by the dead.
What?
But what about the guy in the alley?
Yeah, what about him? You knock him out, you tie him up.
So
ID'd by the dead, Puka?
Yeah, of course ID'd by the dead. What do you think? The spirits can't talk and the spirit wards don't know how to talk to ghosts?
Oh, shit.
Did we kill the guy in the alley or did we knock him out? I can't remember what.
Pretty sure he got murdered.
Yeah, Sarge killed
he
him.
got super murdered.
Mm-hmm.
The only
killed
people
him
who
too. Okay, all right.
didn't die were the 2 that were intoxicated by the dream powder or whatever.
No, I killed them.
He went in and
Sorry,
killed
never
him.
mind.
Yeah.
Everyone
Right,
died.
we went into the room.
Yeah,
They're
while you
all
guys were
ghosts.
getting the coins, he killed the other 2.
Yeah. Or at least their spirits trapped in bodies, and we'll see what the spirit wardens do with them.
So
Luca did tell me too. I heard that.
Yeah, Luca needed him
I don't
to be
know
occupied.
He was disgruntled though, and he just said, "Well, just kill them all."
That's right.
Well, at that point, we didn't need to leave anybody alive because we had killed everybody. So at that point, it was.
Might as well finish the job.
So we'll
bad
come
enough.
back to your whole spirits thing in a minute because I don't
Well,
quite.
apparently, spirit wardens show up.
I don't
if we
quite
start
know what you're
killing.
talking about, but
Yeah, I have a question about that also.
So my goals for this crew is we seem to have some very different, let's say, abilities. We seem to be good at some different things. I feel like that makes us balanced. And I feel like that's going to allow us to get some things done as far as making money, as Cricket said, and also establishing ourselves. But I don't want to be tied to any group. Right now, these guys are dead. The Lamp Blacks are going to come back and say those 4 guys just went and knocked off a bunch of Red Sashes. So they're going to know who did it. And therefore, they're going to tie us to the Lamp Blacks.
We need to kill the blacks.
So there's a lot of things wrong with what you just said, but let's just take on the surface that if we then start killing Lamp Blacks, then the Red Sashes are going to, and then next thing you know, we're caught up in the middle of a street war, which is not what we want to be.
No, the 4 of us are not an army.
That's fair.
Right. So we have to do this subtly. Now, again, I want to stress, I have no problem with killing people. I have no problem with killing gang members. I don't know what you're talking about, Ghost. You're going to have to educate me here. And keep in mind, I'm not very well educated, so it's going to take you a while. But I think that if the plan calls for us killing people, then we go kill people. But I am not going to put us in a position where we're going to get caught between gangs and we're going to be in the crosshairs. That's not what we're here for. And if it gets back to us that like we're the guys that go around killing people, then that's a problem. And then we'll have to like figure out how we can make it known that Sarges are heavy, and you'll have to deal with the consequences as they come your way.
I see.
So there's this whole spirit realm. Are you not aware of it?
Wait.
Yes, but
So what about the guy? What about the guy that was guarding the safe?
Which guy?
So if we had, and I'm guessing if we were able to sneak in, and we assumed it was the back room, so we probably would have gone straight there. I'm guessing Cricket could have blown some pixie dust under the door, and that guy probably would have passed out. We could have come in, got the stuff, got out, none the wiser. That was how I envisioned a stealthy operation going.
Oh, we had very different visions of this.
That is right. And again, this is where we are right now. So that's why we need to be on the same page. We need to be clear when we're going in.
That last one, because I definitely would have thought he would have gotten killed.
The last guy?
Yeah, the last guy.
I think that if Cricket had gone up to that door, he could have just done what he done to the other doors and none the wiser.
Puka holds up his spirit mask that he was wearing during the heist. And you know, we can wear things on our faces so that even if they see us and we have to kill them, they don't, identify us, even though they're dead and they can. So better to, again, just knock them out.
You know that I wore mine the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm always careful about that.
What are you wearing?
I almost like whenever we're on a job, I'm wearing a mask.
A mask?
No, I don't even know where you got that.
When we went to case the joint, though, I guess I probably wouldn't because that's suspicious.
Right.
But if that's what I'm saying. If somebody does see my face, I don't want them telling anybody. I didn't know that they could as ghosts, but I figure it's a little harder at least.
Yeah, I don't know what Puka's talking about. He went to go chase my spirit cat, so he'll be back in a minute. So before our next job,
all in all,
we'll just be very clear about what our expectations are going in. And then we'll think long and hard as we're doing it about all the things that we talked about, maybe through flashbacks about what we talked about. And then, so Puka, this was, what are you, have you been drinking, or is this like a real thing you're talking about?
No, I don't usually drink. I mean, of course I have a drink or two, but not to the extent that Cricket seemed during the middle of what we were getting into. No, the ghosts that are everywhere. You know about those?
I mean,
a little bit.
Yeah, you know how they come from living bodies that are now dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know how they have memories of their life.
I guess so. Is it like really good memories?
They're decent memories. They're usually good enough to come back, hunt, and try and murder whoever murdered them. So there you go, Sarge. You got a few more on you, unless the spirit wardens do what they usually do and get rid of the spirits. But I mean, hopefully they don't remember that one that Sarge had a tussle with, and the one I unfortunately had to poke in the eye.
Thank you for that.
Well, yeah, sure. But they got memories. Who knows what they remember or what they could say about it? it's certainly going to bring some heat one way or the other. There's no way
And
to
you're
kill
able
everyone
to-
and be quiet.
And you're able to communicate with these ghosts?
Oh, it's wonderful to communicate with. Have you never had a nice sit-down chat with a spirit? It is actually quite lovely.
Can you kill ghosts?
I mean, yes. Yes.
I'm curious.
No, there are ways. It's what the spirit wardens typically do. Is before the spirit can escape the body, they get rid of it. But it's not something you can stab.
Are they malevolent? I wouldn't know that word. Are they evil?
Some of them certainly are. The rascals.
Are any of them good?
Oh, sure. At first.
At first?
Oh, I saw spirits have a wonderful life cycle. It's quite interesting, really. When they first come out of the body, they're a bit confused usually, and they need a little bit of help getting oriented. But then they usually figure out how and why they died, and then they want to do something evil about it. So eventually, they become all evil. But even then, sometimes they're interesting to talk to. Really, really long life stories. It's really fascinating. You should talk to spirits more often.
So, during the Unity War, why didn't spirits ever come after me then?
Maybe they're just waiting to come all at you at once. Us goblins do tend to have a long memory and ripe for vengeance.
Did you say goblin?
Goblin.
Did you kill, Guard? How many people did you kill
What do you mean?
during the Unity War?
You know how when you go to the bar and it says how many drinks did you have, and you're like, I don't know, I wasn't counting. Like, why would you count that?
Uh-huh.
Well, I can count the number of people I've killed on one hand. So that's nice. I'd like to try and keep it there.
I could gather up some hands and then count those. But no, during the Unity War, I don't know what we were doing exactly. I mean, we kept the society together, but I certainly did my job. But those guys I served with that went over to the Bluecoats afterwards, every one of them's a bastard.
No, they're Bluecoats. That's how that goes.
Yeah, but it's like a change. It's it'd be difficult to explain, I guess. But it's like all of their motivation has been corrupted somehow. In the military, you know who the enemy, because you're just told to go there, and then they're the enemy. In the Bluecoats, you kind of make your own enemies, and that makes you an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Gangs are generally made up of a bunch of assholes. That's right.
Whole city's full of assholes.
Pretty close. Especially this part of town.
That's why I decided to become one.
And if you go up to the upper part of town, there's a bunch of assholes up there too, the White Crown area.
They're just living your life.
You know where the best people are? Down at Dunslow. That's where the best people are.
Yeah.
They don't know anything.
Bye, Sarge.
All right.
Quick, let's do a job.
The ghost got him.
Yep.
Let's do a job while we can do it
Ghost got to him.
without killing.
Yeah.
He steps out on the street and kills somebody.
Sarge, did a job while you were gone. Nobody died.
We got all this coin.
We decided we could do this with a three-man crew. So,
Dunslow?
So,
yeah. Huh. Yep.
All right.
That's where the people who are just trying to survive are.
It is definitely a habitat for survival.
So, are you thinking we should lay low for a few days?
I am definitely thinking we should lay low for a few days.
All right, sounds good.
I'm certainly
off
not
some
good for
steam.
much right now.
Do what?
I'm certainly not good for much right now. Sarge has a bandage on his shoulder. It's telling the blood to stop flowing.
Oh, that looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you really had that. I didn't. I would have jumped in sooner, but I don't want to get in the way. I'm not usually good with those kinds of things.
I'm not good when they're. I try and not ever let it come to a fight.
Maybe we both should work on that.
So it does.
What happens when it comes to a fight?
But I, practice fisticuffs or whatever it may be.
So you didn't really mean to stab that guy right in the eye?
Oh, I really didn't. I was just gonna poke him in the ribs a bit, just enough to, force him down so I don't know. I've never killed someone before, and the adrenaline was rushing, and I got him in the eye somehow. It just slipped.
It was a nice shot.
That's embarrassing.
It was right. So I hope not to do that again. I don't need any vengeful spirits coming after me.
Like you said, that's what the spirit wardens are for.
Well, assuming that, they don't see a bloodbath and keep one of them, could be that one. And then it gets away.
Gang violence.
Say again?
Just looks like gang violence.
Well, sort of. Except they all just died in their beds. Well, except for, a couple. So, that's suspicious.
And it looks professional.
Sure. Hopefully nothing will come of it.
We'll be
Well,
fine.
I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground the next couple days and just see if I hear anything about our job, and if it's staying pretty quiet, then we can listen around to see if there's other work that needs to be done. But I don't think us traipsing out the streets tomorrow morning is probably the best idea.
No. Well, I might find a few spirits to talk to, get some things off my chest after last night, and like I said, do some training, but certainly happy to lay low for a few days.
And did you guys want to play out your conversation with Bazo? And we kind of glided over that last time.
If we did that, did we go to him first or we go to him after this?
I mean, if this is like stopping at the hideout right after you finished up, and then you want to go chat with him, that's fine. It would occur to you after chatting for a while, like, oh, hey, word of this probably going to be on the street soon. We should go
Probably
talk
should
to
take
him
all this money and be like, hey, we didn't just take it. You promise.
Right. Yeah. But if you guys want to just, say you had that chat and dropped off the money, then that's cool, and we can jump into the other parts of downtime before you decide what you're going to do.
Yeah, if there's not,
if it's just a drop off, it's just a drop off.
anything else from of it?
Yeah,
We
it was
killed them all.
basically,
Talk to him.
We killed them. They're all dead.
it was basically, and
That's all.
yeah, and it would be more of a, if you ask to talk to him specifically, sure. He would talk to you. Otherwise, it's, one of his guys is like, oh, you got what you were after? Great, I'll make sure he gets it. He told me to make, this is your cut, so here you go. Divvies out your 4 coin out of the 12 and takes the rest, and, says basically, like, we'll be in touch if we need you again.
We won't kill him next time.
Kill him?
He's just messing around.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kind of no.
we'll see you around.
All right.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Cool. So you got your
Bad
four.
things.
You got your 4 coin, which you. I think we put that on Gus Camus already.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's on there.
Good old
What
Gus.
can we buy with that?
Everything.
Yeah, lots of things. So yeah, you guys, and as far as the way the coin works, the crew coin is up to you guys as a group to decide what you want to do with it. You can always take coin from stuff and divvy it up personally if you want. So like, for example, this 4, you could say, all right, everybody gets 1. That goes in your personal stash, and then the crew stash stays at 0. But it's up to you how you guys want to do that. Now, obviously, without having a vault, 4 is your maximum stash for your crew. So if you don't spend any of this coin in this coming downtime, the next job you do, all that coin is going to go personal, because you don't have any more space in your hideout to stash more, or it wouldn't be practical.
It looks like personally we can hold 4 coin as well.
And then it goes into stash.
Yep. Yeah, you can always roll it over into your stash, which is like your own little personal
Stashes.
yeah, that you're saving up for your retirement, somewhere along the way. Yeah, but you got that coin, which you can spend, like when we get to downtime, there will be things that you can spend it on if you're doing downtime things and the crew agrees. Otherwise, you can be saving it up for crew advancements when you get to that point, and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that was the payoff. So heat is the next thing. Yeah. So
Here we go.
yeah, so I think that, I don't know, what do you guys think? So it's either going to be 0 or 2, like for the basic. So 0 heat is smooth and quiet, low exposure. 2 is contained, standard exposure. So I don't know, do you guys, like, it was fairly smooth, and like nobody around the neighborhood knew what was going on in there.
Yeah.
But the aftermath is not quite as quiet as the actual job.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I'd say it's more contained because, like we've been saying, the lamplights know.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question what we did there was us, or what happened there was us.
Yep.
So I'd say it's more contained.
Yeah.
Because there's still a chance that, they could talk.
Yep.
Or
And
it could come up when they,
yeah,
if they're razzing the red sashes.
yeah, and the red sashes it's going to be fairly obvious that they got hit.
They'll know.
They're going to figure it out.
Flags.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
By
All
the
right.
lamp flag.
Right.
So that's 2 heat, just basically.
Well, that's what I said. I don't know about
Yeah.
the rest.
Yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable. You guys think?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it was contained. You kept it within the confines of that warehouse, but the exposure, I think, is what might push it over into 2. All right. So, not really a high-profile target. This was a bunch of goons guarding a stash. This is not considered hostile turf for you guys yet. You're not at war with anybody yet. Add +2 heat if killing was involved. So,
It was.
yeah. So it looks like 4 heat for this job.
Where's that going?
That's
So
on the crew.
Yep, that's going to go on Gus.
Gus.
Where?
So
I see it. I see it.
yeah.
Got it. I looked everywhere but there. Got it.
So you got heat, and basically what this does is once it gets up to that cap, it wipes out and turns into a wanted level. So
Kind of like our stress trauma.
Yep.
Tracker.
Yep.
How do we lose heat?
Downtime.
Stop killing people.
And stop killing people.
How well? I mean, that's how you stop gaining heat, but how do you lose?
Yeah, so heat is you can, so there are ways to clear heat. Getting thrown in jail for a little while is a good way to clear some heat.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So we don't have to do any, nobody's getting incarcerated or anything yet. That's good. So now we get to roll your entanglement. So your current heat level is 4. So what we're gonna do, this is a roll 2d6, keep the lowest. Beautiful. Love it.
Oh, those are good rolls.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
So
yeah, out of curiosity, so what's that based on? Like that roll? So basically, we rolled with a 0 skill.
Yeah.
Is it our tier or?
So you're rolling your wanted level, which is 0 right now. But since it's a 0 roll, it's that roll 2, keep the low.
Gotcha. And the higher it gets, the better? Or is it always the low?
Lower better.
Succeeding is bad.
Yeah. So
We
6
just succeeded.
So 6 is the worst thing.
Oh.
So this is
Got it.
similar to any other check. 1 to 3 is like a failure, or like the least bad. So well, I guess this is sort of reversed.
It's the opposite.
Entanglement's
1 to 3 is
reversed. Yeah, we succeeded entanglement.
Entanglement's reversed.
Yeah, 1 to 3
So,
is least bad. 4 to 5 is more bad. 6 is all bad.
so we avoided the all bad.
And it's based on heat level. So you did avoid
Right.
the worst possible thing. Yes.
Got it.
So
what's second worst?
second worst, let's see what happens to you guys. One of these two things is going to happen.
Whoa.
7 ghosts.
So, interesting. So, as you guys are back at your hideout and having this about things and stuff like that, Puka, you get kind of a weird sense.
Told you.
Yeah,
My spirit sense is tingling.
yes, your spirit sense is tingling.
Spidey sense.
Yeah. So you feel like there is something approaching your hideout, and it seems to be coming directly for where you are.
I will open myself up to the spirit realm.
Excellent. I thought you might do that.
Come on, of course.
Does that actually look like anything when you do it, or is it like
Do you
have a seance, or is it a
like his face glazes over and his eyes become a bit darker. So they're already like brown, but they seem to almost become black. So is this risky standard?
Yes. Okay. So, so you feel this spirit coming, and you get the sense as you kind of hone in on its approach, that it seems to be searching for Sarge.
There's something coming. That's a spirit coming for Sarge.
Really?
Wait, really?
Seems so.
Well, that
Like
didn't.
that thing you were just telling us about is now happening.
Aye. Hey, you're back.
Ross,
Okay.
for putting the carpet on the one that's not long enough,
Don't worry,
should I
fine.
align it with the top so that
Go,
the water
Ghosts are
moves
fine.
all the way down,
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
and then just leave the whole gap of what's missing at the bottom?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a little weird, but
But it'll also be easier for her to get in and out to be on the carpet rather than
yeah.
back.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing great. I have one too as well.
Oh,
So-
I mean, I have one. I don't have it out.
Yeah.
I always have mine on.
And Puka, you also get a sense as this thing gets closer and you're able to get a better feel for what it is that, and this lines up with kind of your experience of ghosts, is that this is way too quick for it to be free of a corpse that you just killed.
Yeah.
Like ghosts don't
Right.
pop up that
No, this
fast.
is not
So-
a fresh.
So this is some other spirit from a past time that has gone,
The
oh,
Unity War.
there he is.
I found him.
Yeah.
All those murders brought me to him.
Yep. All
I'll-
that ghost activity all of a sudden, or that spectral activity.
Covered in ectoplasm. I'll come out of it and I'll search around and grab my fine lightning hook and start assembling it.
Excellent. Fine lightning hook.
I
So
make sure my pistols are loaded.
You see Puka start putting together what basically amounts to like a pet control kind of collar thing, snare with some type of generator on it. So it's almost like a fishing rod ish, but there's nothing to reel it. It's a little strange, but it looks fine.
That thing looks
Whatever fine means in this game.
All right.
very interesting.
Well made.
It does. It looks pretty well made. So yeah, we might have a friend here quite soon. Sarge, it looks like you might have put a target on yourself from all that killing. Ghost apparently was just waiting for you to go on a rampage.
I'd hardly qualify that as a rampage, but where is this ghost?
It's coming to us. I don't know.
How do you fight a ghost?
Oh, you just capture it.
You can do that.
Well, I could try.
Where should I stand?
Oh, middle of the room's probably best. Maybe on the table, so he doesn't just come out from the ground.
I'll stand in the middle of the table.
Good.
And I'll be ready with my fine lightning hook and put on my spirit mask.
All right.
I have my spirit vein charm on.
All right. So after a moment, you see this sort of. So ghosts in this world they're semi-solid. They are this kind of like electroplasmic vapor, and it starts just sort of coming through the wall. So you see the spirit form of a human just sort of oozing its way through the wall, and the last little bit of it kind of sticks through, and it points at Sarge.
You're looking for me?
Yes.
I guess with because I know spirits kind of go through stages, right? As they get farther and farther into essentially their madness. Is there a physical aspect to that? Like, is there some way to see kind of how far along it is, or is that more of a talk and discussion identify?
So this one is clearly. This one is clearly ready for vengeance.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's at the level where it's it understands what happened to it. It's been in the spirit world for a while, and it's aware of what it wants, which is to come after
Sarge.
the thing that made it a spirit.
All right, so yeah, it's beyond.
So are there spirit wardens in the military then? Or they're just not able to get into all those Scoveland little hovels and things that they have?
Were you just killing people in their hovels?
People.
So they don't necessarily always get to everyone in time. The spirit wardens are their own separate thing, and there might be some of them who are also in the military, but the spirit wardens are not. You don't know their identity ever. They wear their masks all the time. They don't talk about being a spirit warden. They don't ever give away that they're a spirit warden. It's a very secret membership. So you might have served alongside a spirit warden, but no way to know. But yeah, they don't. They do their best to get to everything as soon as they can and prevent it from becoming a ghost. But they don't always get everything. Otherwise, there's ghosts in the city. They can't necessarily find every body, and there are other ways to make ghosts happen if you really want one. Like if you really need somebody to become a ghost, you can, play keep away.
Yep, from the spirit wardens.
Yep.
Well, sorry, friend. I'm afraid you can't have him. He's already mine.
I only want him.
Oh, that's a bit of an issue. I glance over at Luca, and I do chuckle a little bit. So, I mean, the easiest thing is to go on your way, but I know that's going to be hard for you.
Yes.
So, Mr. Ghost, if you take him, are you gonna bring him back? I've got 2 pistols aimed at him. Oh, you're not?
He will be mine.
Oh, you're looking to possess him?
Yes.
Oh, aye, that's not good, Sarge. What'd you do to this fella? Do you recognize him? What did he do to you? I asked to the ghost, what did he do to you?
He made me.
Right. No, we got that. But, when was this?
In the war.
Seems about right. It's been talking about that.
It's
Where are you scobbling?
hard, isn't it?
Sorry, say again, Mike?
It's hard being on the wrong side, isn't it?
Where are you scobbling?
Yes.
Well, I'm certainly sorry to hear it, friend. Where were you from?
Where was I from? I will tell you in a second. The foothills outside of Lockport.
Oh, aye, they are beautiful. They certainly are. What did you do in life?
I was a farmer.
Oh, aye. Well, that's an awful ways to suddenly have to be a farmer there, and now you're just a ghost here. Well, what got you into the war that you would run into a wanker like Sarge?
I was fighting for my people.
Well, of course, but as a farmer.
It was my duty.
Yeah, certainly. Well, your family must miss you something terrible.
I'm sure they do.
Did you ever get a chance to say goodbye to them? I mean, you've had some time now, right?
I've been looking for him.
Oh, well, you found him. You can go back to your family and try to get some peace.
Yeah, I'll be here.
After I consume him.
Well, as I said, I'm afraid I can't let that happen.
You're going to stop me?
If I have to, I'd really rather not. I'd rather let you go back to your family and say goodbye and make your peace. Taking over Sarge and ruining his miserable, worthless life. It's not really going to make anything better.
I will feel better.
All right, well, I tried. And I'll try and I'm going to try and use my lightning hook to capture the spirit.
Okay.
So a light hum starts as he starts the generator at the one end, basically where the reel would be on a fishing pole.
Yeah. What does this thing do? I gotta look up what this thing does.
Yeah, if you go to the main.
Yep.
Yeah. Where's
where's your? Yeah, it's in your character thing, right?
Yeah, it's on the end of my character thing.
Yeah, when you were talking, like Luca looked over at Crick and was like, "Is this how all conversations with ghosts go?"
I feel like we could just say that with our eyes.
Yeah, we're like,
what is going on? Like,
Right,
have you seen this before? Is this normal? Am I crazy?
All right, so you got your pole out. with the
Yeah.
wire.
Right. And I started the what is it called? Electroplasmic capacitor.
Yep.
Turn that on.
Flipped it on. Yep. All right. So you're gonna try to grapple this spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this what are you trying to actually get it into a bottle and cork it up and?
So yeah, I'm gonna grab it. I mean, right now I just plan on grabbing it with this. Okay. I was gonna have somebody else grab out the bottle and then get him in.
Okay. So you're just trying to get a hold of it. Okay.
Yep. It's Ghostbuster time.
Don't
cross the streams.
This is excellent. I love it. So
I need to invent a gadget that you step on in it.
And it just pops open the spirit bottle for you.
Yeah, just
That's the next generation right there.
Spirit bottle in the other.
Yeah. So, and were you trying to kind of keep the poll sort of like, don't worry about what I'm doing, or?
Oh no, I've been engaging with it. I mean, it's so quite clear. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this will be a risky standard effect.
Skirmish.
Skirmish. Yep.
It's a fine weapon though, so doesn't that increase its effect?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What is? Oh, that increases the effect. So.
Yep. So I'm setting it at standard effect, which means if you do it, you will actually get one level of effect above that.
Got it. I will take the devil's bargain in this because we have not gotten a chance to get rid of our stress yet.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
A devil's bargain.
And I might need to reserve some of that for resisting.
Oh, let's see. What do we do? This will be good. I like this. Let's see. What do we want the devil's?
You fail. Sword gets sucked into the thing with him.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know there's a chance if you really go for this thing. I mean, this ghost wants to possess Sarge, but if you make yourself an obvious threat to it, like you're gonna collar it and stop it from doing the thing, then maybe it'll just decide to jump into you instead.
Okay. And that's a risk I have to take.
Yep.
All right, so skirmish, risky, standard, bonus die 1.
Okay. Yep.
So, 6.
Yep.
Yeah, because the 2 would have. I'm counting the 2 as my first die. That's what I would have.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So this ghost, as it's chatting with you and kind of, looking menacingly, generally in Sarge's direction, Puka whips out this pole that's got this wire on the end and just loops it right around this ghost's neck and pulls it tight. And for a second, the ghost kind of like writhes, and then it seems to just sort of, the energy kind of seeps out of it, and it just sort of goes limp, and it's just kind of hanging in this wire by the neck.
Sorry, friend. But Cricket, would you mind going into my pack? There's a bottle in there I'm going to need.
I have a bottle in my hand.
I look at the bottle. Is it one of my spirit bottles?
No, it's one of my spirit bottles.
Oh, you have an actual spirit bottle?
I have a spirit bottle and a spirit anchor and some salt and some quicksilver. I don't know what that
I give it a look over. Is it actually a spirit bottle?
Yeah.
I'm asking Josh.
Attacking him before.
Let me take a look.
This is the guy that just murdered everybody.
He does. This does look like a legitimate spirit bottle. Yes.
No, Cricket, would you mind getting one of mine, please?
Yeah. Is he gonna get out?
Me.
Oh, it's not that I don't trust you, but I like using my own things.
Wow.
I'll fiddle around and this. Yeah, there you go.
Great. Uncork it. Just put it on the floor over there near the ghost. I'll do the rest.
All right, I'll do that.
And then I'll wrangle it into a spirit bottle. Yeah. However that works.
Yep. So you're able to, you kind of move it over the spirit bottle.
Which apparently is like the size of a loaf of bread, so it is a Ghostbuster trap.
It's big, yeah. I mean, it's got to be big enough to hold a
A spirit.
And it is
Right.
and it's it's this metal and crystalline cylinder, about that tall and that it's big. Oh, did I lose you guys? Uh-oh.
He just typed
Yep.
on Twitch.
No, that was me,
Well-
actually.
Oh, that's
Nope.
you. Okay.
Hey, you're back.
That was me.
Am I back? Hang on. Ah. All right. Let's see if I come back. Am I back? Uh-oh. Well, let's see. Are we back? Maybe. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. All right. Well, I'm back. The rest of these guys aren't back yet. We'll see if we can get them back too. Sorry about that, everybody. Had a little bit of a internet hiccup there. And
Hey, he's back.
little internet hiccup.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, I got him. Oh,
Oh,
lost,
no, I
lost
lost
you.
Hey,
Oh,
ooh,
you
what?
see? Oh,
the
maybe
eyeball.
he didn't see him.
We got. I see all
There
you
he
guys. You see me? Cool.
Good.
We're back.
All right. So we were at ghost
Anyway.
busting.
Yeah. So you were ghost busting. I gotta get my stuff rearranged here again. All right. We can. All right. So yeah. So anyway, I was telling you that it is this metal and crystalline cylinder that, yeah, like Suf said, is kind of bread loaf size. So and it kind of sits upright on the floor and has a top that opens up to let ghosts in. So the idea with this thing is that you get the ghost over, and it is an arcane device. Like, it's not just an empty
Right.
jar.
Right.
It's this thing that's been enchanted in a way to actually take spirits into it. So you feel this pull that helps you as you kind of lower the spirit in, and as you get it, down to that level, you're able to release the trap and get it in the jar, cover the jar, and so now you have this sort of like swirling electroplasmic goo mist in the jar.
Great.
Yep. And these things are made to, the ghosts don't get out of them. Once they're sealed, they're sealed. They stay
Right.
sealed. Somebody's got to open it if that thing's going to get back out. There's
Right.
not like danger of it. If
So
it's like, if I
somehow
leave it sitting
escaping.
around, the ghost is going to get out. No. The arcane power of it keeps the spirit trapped in it.
Yeah.
What do you do when you what do you do with it?
What do you do with it? Well, I mean, usually I like to talk to them, but this one might be a little bit more difficult to try and have a conversation with. No, I think I'll probably take it to my friend Flint.
What does Flint do with it?
Oh, Flint, he's a pretty interesting guy. He traffics in spirits. So, he'll take the spirit and I actually don't know what Flint does with them, really. I know I've gotten spirits from him before, we've done some trade, and take them so I can talk with them and learn about their lives and their histories, but I've never really thought too hard about what happens when I give them to. I assume he just, he finds them a nice home.
We'll see how that would involve him getting back out of the jar, and then we can do this again.
I mean, that's a good way to make money, hey?
A nice home.
Well, I mean, potentially.
A nice, but it's a ghost.
Well, but ghosts, they contain such energy, right? So it's who knows what you could do with them. I'm sure all sorts of things. I really haven't delved too deeply into it yet.
Okay.
What do the wardens do with the ghosts?
What you do, as long as you do it over there, that's fine.
So spirit.
Yeah, don't play with this. I'll tell you that. But the spirit wardens, generally, what they'll do is they'll take a body and they'll go dip it in electroplasm. I think that's the right term. And basically destroy the spirit before it has a chance to become a ghost. It's kind of cruel, really. They never even get a chance. Hi, Sarge. This, holding up the cylinder towards him. This is what I was talking about, right? So, hey, you better hope those spirit wardens take care of all those bodies and don't decide to keep one and talk to it and let it go and see where it leads them.
That's to your point.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put that. I'll get something out. Mark it as Sarge's friend.
Don't open
S's.
this one.
No, I wouldn't write S. On the side, I'll write S's friend. Just so I know which one it is.
Let's hold on to that one.
Oh, Jeff, for now.
Cool. So you dealt with the ghost. That's good. So now you guys each have 2 downtime activities that you can do between now and your next score. So those I think are those on character sheets? I think those are on there, right?
Downtime activities?
Or are they not?
No.
No? Oh, sad. All right, so
Maybe? No.
are they in? They're not in.
Indulging vices. We're
Yeah.
going to do that, right?
Yeah. So
yeah,
so your
some of us
choices-
need to.
Yeah, so there's 6 downtime things you can do. And you can do any 2 of these. You can do, you can choose the same activity more than once. So they are acquire asset, which is you get the temporary use of an item or a set of items, a cohort, which is like a gang or an expert in some area, a vehicle or a service. So transport, use of a warehouse for storage, legal representation, stuff like that. So this is the period of, so this is temporary in terms of like the period of time that it would make sense for that thing to be in your possession. So, if it's like transport, if you need a driver to transport your score somewhere, they'll work for you until that score is done, and then they say, okay, you hire me, my job's done. So that's acquire asset. Long-term project is you can start working on something that takes a little bit more time to do. So this is you're describing what you're doing to advance the project clock, and then you'll roll an action based on kind of the thing that you're doing. And we'll make a clock. We'll talk about how you have the means to pursue it, what you're doing to pursue it. So that could be things like making friends with somebody from a particular faction that you want to get something from. It could be doing research into a ritual, investigating a mystery, gaining trust with somebody, courting somebody, a friend or a contact, changing your vice by moving away from the thing you've been doing and picking up a new hobby, building, crafting. All of that stuff is kind of a long-term project, stuff that you don't get done within 5 minutes. It's going to take you, a few weeks potentially to work on. Recover, so that's seeking treatment. So that's either visiting a physiker who can stitch you up and use science, visiting a witch who does healing charms and alchemy. If you don't have a contact or PC who does this, you can use acquire asset to hire a healer. That would give them access to your whole crew. Basically, you're hiring somebody and saying, hey, can you come take care of me and my crew? Otherwise, it's a long-term project, so you roll, you have a clock that you're ticking towards. There's reducing heat. that is just a straight up downtime thing. You're talking about, and again, this is a thing where you talk about what you're doing. So maybe you're talking to a blue coat friend who's gonna, put the report of this kind of sweeping under the rug for you. Maybe you go around to anybody who might come across, the bodies and say, hey, if you tell anybody about this. Yeah. So you're describing some way that makes sense with what's happened in order to sort of draw some of that attention away. Training. So this is marking an XP on the track for an attribute or playbook advancement, which becomes 2 XP for those training things like we talked about. Or indulging your vice. So you're going to a vice purveyor to relieve stress.
And what is the indulging of a vice? You said it ultimately relieves stress, right? But how, you roll for it?
So what you're doing, so this is like a resistance roll in reverse. So what you're doing is you're making an attribute roll based on your lowest attribute rating. And then you're taking the highest die from that, and that's how much stress you clear when you do it.
Okay.
If you clear more stress, and you can't choose to take the lower one, so you can overindulge. So if you only have 4 stress and you roll a 6, cool, you overindulge on your vice, which means you did more than you needed to, and some consequence will come of that because it got you so in so deep that you did something that you probably shouldn't have done, and see what happens. Yeah. And right now, you guys don't have any trauma right now, so you're good. But just for the future, if you don't indulge your vice during a downtime and you do have trauma, you take that much stress. Because once you have trauma, you've got to get that vice going to help you chill out a little bit. That's never going to be like a major number, but it could be a big enough number to push you into the next trauma if you're really stacked up a lot of stress. But you guys don't have to worry about that yet. Not quite.
So, out of curiosity, is there anybody in our crew that didn't take any stress?
I didn't.
Luca would have been the only possible.
Yeah.
The rest of us were almost dead. It was a success, but we were really close.
It's always a question of how much stress. But yeah, somebody should.
I took.
You get that level and then you're knocked out, right?
Say again, Drew.
Once you max stress, you're once you what is it? Didn't you say you take trauma and you're out?
A permanent level of trauma that gets you closer to your that's one of the ways your character basically dies.
Yeah. Too much trauma.
So you were really close, I was really close.
Mike was the closest, I think.
Yeah, and Mike was there.
One left.
Yeah. And if that little red sash or whatever
as I recall, it rolls over, right? Or at least
Luca wouldn't have come in for us. He would have just walked down the street.
You're like, all right, gotta go look for a new crew.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, actually, does
Luca would have come for 2 of you.
Yeah, when you hit the point where you take a trauma, it just clears your stress bar, and you get that trauma.
It's heat that rolls over. So you get your wanted level, and then it starts back from 0 and goes up. So yeah, Drew, it completely and utterly clears your stress. Yes, that is true. And then you are, what is it? 1/4 of the way closer to character death. Or getting lost in the character. It gets lost somehow.
Is there any reason to indulge your vice if you're not stressed at all?
So,
do you get anything extra out of it?
No, just if you want to.
It's just a guarantee. You're guaranteed to overindulge.
You are.
Right. That's what I was asking. Like,
Yeah.
just-
If you
Can the
want your,
first action to be to take some stress so that you can second action indulge your vice? Get stressed out.
and then say, actually, I need to go.
I need to chill out.
Luca, I got some
I didn't know if there was
some for
any-
you to drink. You can definitely take some stress.
I
Resisting
didn't
what
know
I
if there
give
was
you.
any benefit to doing it if you weren't stressed at all.
No, I mean, if you want to create interesting role play scenarios for your character, that would be
Well, I'm going to assume that I visit a gambling house from time to time.
that
you
would
know.
be the benefit.
Well, you
Maybe
can just
when I
acquire
indulge
a
my
buddy to
vice,
gamble with.
I overdo it, but you know.
Yeah. So, what are you guys thinking about? What you gonna do while you got some time before your next score comes up?
I know what three of us are doing.
Yeah, Cricket will say, "I'll see you guys in." Fill in the number of hours, days, whatever.
Whatever
I don't
it
know
is.
how long this is. Yeah,
Number of downtime.
that's the first action.
My first
Low
action.
profile.
Definitely go see my vice purveyor, Father Yorin, in the House of the Weeping Lady.
Yes. Excellent.
I'm going to hang out with Roland Valaris at the social club in Night Market.
A visit to the social club. Good.
Yeah, and I don't share with you. I'm going to see my daughter and her caretaker.
Okay. You sound like some vices happening.
Mhm.
All right. So Fuka goes to see Father Yorin and do some talking about spirit stuff.
Yeah, talking about
Relieving
spirit
the
stuff. If possible, talk with some spirits.
Okay.
If Father Yorin happens to have any around.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
Yeah. Chat with some less malevolent spirits.
right. Just
Reminder
hear about
that
their lives
yeah.
and their stories. You talk and share, just like everybody else.
Remember, there's
Sometimes
some
the
nice
spirits feel more alive than the living. It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
So go ahead and roll your. Okay.
That's
So
a good
you.
number.
Yep. So 4 stress off.
That will go down to 1.
Cool. Crick goes to hang out with his daughter.
Yep.
Get some family time.
Get some family time and remind myself that there's a reason to keep doing it.
To deal with
I
this.
did the wrong thing. There actually is an indulge vice button. I just realized.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I missed it.
Oh,
pretty cool button.
she hates me.
All right.
She was just crying the entire time.
Yeah, she's pretty upset.
Where have you been, Dad?
Yeah.
You
I hate
murdered
you.
people,
You were
Dan.
gone for
No,
so
I
long.
didn't do it. I do.
I didn't kill anybody.
Man.
You hang out with a bunch of
I
bullies.
tried to knock them out. I just blew
I
powder in
tried.
their face.
I didn't mean to tell her that somebody got killed.
Slipped
I'm
out.
an idiot.
All right. So you indulged. Sarge goes to pay a visit to the social club.
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Okay.
You might stick around there for a while longer.
Yeah, I might have to do that twice. Yeah.
Why did he
And,
get 1 die? Did I miss?
Because apparently his lowest stat block is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because they just auto did that. All right, cool.
Right.
All right. So and what's
There we go.
All right. So you're just staying at the
There you
social,
go.
staying at the club.
Yep.
All right.
That's
Got it.
better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna spend some more
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
trying to
Probably
Spend some
keep it a
time with
low
the daughter.
profile.
Try to calm her down. Make her
calm
stop
her
crying.
down and
Yeah.
just
All right.
put more right in the world.
Okay.
That'll be better.
All right. Less stressed out. That's good. All right.
Yeah.
Luca,
Yeah.
what
Look,
What
you all
you
got
got?
one now.
what you got going on? Well, these guys are off doing whatever.
So I'm going to begin my work on my long-term project.
Okay.
Which I think you sort of know what my long-term project is. I don't know how this works in game, but I'm trying to do this as inconspicuously as possible, so I'm not like walking around, and I know that I said I'm keeping a low profile, so I'm definitely not like walking in the middle of the street proclaiming who I am. But I am trying, so I might be trying to do two things, because I'm trying to also I guess it might fall under acquire assets. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to obviously build. Did we just lose Drew?
Yeah, we lost Drew.
So I'm trying to build up our reputation, while at the same time make allies, while at the same time not make allies, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to give the ruse that we are making allies with various gangs. It's within the Crow's Foot. Lost my map. And like I said, this is obviously a very long-term project here. But trying to start within Crow's Foot, and then if we expand from there, great. But that's always been my long-term project. So
Taking over Growth.
So kind of the starting point of this is to just sort of get people aware of who you are and that you're out here looking and you want to talk to people and make connections and that kind of thing. Okay.
I want people to know who I am and then instantly forget who I am.
Okay.
So I want to be enough of a face where people say, "Hey, there's that guy.
All right.
He's been around here for a while. He must have grown up around here. Like, yeah, he's been in this place for a while. What's he doing with his life now? Not much. I mean, look at him. He dresses like the rabble, And so then I can let people know that I'm here, but also that they think I'm inconsequential at this time, because right now we are pretty inconsequential. So
for now.
So I don't know. So I guess this is kind of a conversation piece. So what I'm also inadvertently trying to do is maybe I am trying to reduce the heat that's upon us. So I know that's probably three different things. So if I had to drop one of those, acquire an asset would probably be the one thing I would drop, because I would try to reduce the heat that's on us and also continue to work the streets.
Okay. So. Right. So I think if this makes sense, actually, hang on, I'm gonna wait. How do I whisper? I need to find out how to whisper to you. Oh, I'm whispering to you now. Neat. Wait, are you there? Oh no, did I make it freeze by whispering to you? Wait, am I frozen? Oh no. Did I lose you guys? What happened? Oh man, they all went away. Oh dear. Whispering ruined it. Well, I guess it's just me right now. I'm going to whisper something to him when we get back, which will be, anytime now. It'll be fine. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm just going to you'll see. We have some plans here with old Luca. He's got a little bit of
advantage
story that we don't.
Hey,
I'm back.
I'm back.
I was trying to whisper to Johnny, and then you guys everybody froze. I'm gonna try.
When you whispered to me, I went quiet, or I went by myself, but then you disappeared.
I'm gonna try again. Okay.
All right.
Now we're whispering.
I think we're here now.
It's working. We're whispering to each other.
Yeah, we are.
So, I was thinking maybe it would make sense to start with some of the people you still know from the Lost.
Okay.
Because they're out and about. They're a little more established than you guys. They're an actual gang or a crew that people know about. Right. So they would be a good way to start putting the word out at least in sort of the areas of the city where they operate, they're like, hey, this, Luca, this, if you see this guy around, like, he's a serious guy. Like, he's got an up and coming crew here. And they could also, help you try and, if you were, if you wanted to, and this is up to you, how much detail you go into with like the person that you're, that well at the Lost, they could try to steer some suspicion away from what went down in the docks. So they could kind of help you with both of these. The reducing heat would just be something that's done, like you would just do that, and they would help you with that. The getting the word out would be a thing where they tell you like, hey, it's going to take us some time to, we got to drop information here and there bit by bit if you want to have this kind of reputation. So it's going to take us a little time to get the word out through all these different channels and watch it spread. So what we would do is we would start a project clock for this. And start ticking off segments on it until you kind of earned that reputation.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I know it's not. This is definitely a long-term project. This is not it'll be done by next session project. I know this is but his is like a long-term goal. This is why he formed a crew. And so part of the reason he's kind of pissed at Sarge after the first job.
Right.
So, that sounds good. Then so reduce the heat, and then long-term project will be my 2 downtime actions.
All right.
So
I'm gonna make a. We're gonna call this that. I'm gonna make that brighter. All right, I'll stop whispering to you now. Hey,
but it becomes easier and easier the more trauma you get. So yeah, so it's a balancing game, but at some point, yes, basically it becomes a spiral.
Yep. I see you got an 8-segment clock there.
Yeah, there's a little clock over there.
Trivial Pursuit on us.
Yep, that's what he's been doing.
I was trying to figure out where it was.
Yeah, why? I want this to be easier to see.
No, it's blending in. It's a secret objective. Well, I know you can also add the clock in your character sheet. I think you can. I know it has clocks as an option.
Does it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, in the character sheet right above the notes, you can add a clock and you can add a wheel to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it says clocks. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so you click on it, click the number, and then you've got your clock.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nifty.
So if it is personal, private, you can keep it there instead.
So go ahead and put an 8-segment clock in there.
Like for group ones, it might be nice to have there.
And then
in addition to like Camoose.
Yeah, and Mike, if you wanna move this clock to your character sheet.
What is that?
So this is the accosted by spirit wardens clock that you got to tick on when you used your silent stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, every time you use it, it ticks a clock on the. Hey, the spirit wardens seem to be onto the fact that you're making it quiet all over town.
Oh, the silent potion makes it so that you have a
clock. Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Yep, that's one of the things in the.
There's lots of things we don't realize.
Yeah, so
we're gonna get our comeuppance.
So yeah, under potions in the sample creation, so those arcane potions, silence potion, shadow essence, and viper potion. The drawback is it has a 4-segment clock that's accosted by spirit wardens. You get 1 tick on that clock every time you use a potion. Because they're looking out for that kind of thing.
Yeah, and mine I get I don't know, drugs. I used some. I get woozy.
Yep.
So that's what. Yeah, draw like volatile. You can
Yep.
get woozy.
Yep, you can get. Sometimes they blow up in your face.
Yeah, conspicuous for bombs,
They're hard
obviously.
to handle. Yeah, bombs are noticeable. And poisons is a similar thing. They're volatile, so you can get sick from from your own poison use over time.
So, do I need to roll anything to reduce heat?
Yeah. So what you're doing? So Luca's trying to get some of the heat off the crew here. So what you're doing is we're gonna call this Luca. This is gonna be consorting, so this will be a consort role. But this is, this person knows you pretty well. So this will be a controlled, because you're going to them, you're asking for this thing. You're not too desperate yet at this point. So it's a controlled consort roll.
All right.
Hello?
It's the first time I've actually rolled dice. Or an actual die roll.
Right.
And is the effect standard? Because it always comes up. Okay.
So this, you don't need to worry about effect for this. It's going to reduce a certain amount of heat based on what you get. All right. So that reduces one heat.
That would be great.
So they tell you like, we'll do what we can. It's hard to do a whole lot without getting into specifics, but we'll talk to some people.
I reduced it.
So one fewer heat. It's good.
One fewer heat.
Yeah, we can do another job loud and we'll be all right.
Yep.
I thank them. I thank them for whatever they can do.
Yep.
I understand. We're gonna stay low for a little while.
Yep. It's probably good. And then let's see.
I bet if I'd rolled a 20-sider, I'd rolled a 20.
Get rid of all the heat
Um,
on every gang.
and actually, this will also this other one, Johnny, is also going to be a consort role for your project that you're working on.
Oh, okay. So roll that too?
Yep.
Is that the same? Is it risky? Is it controlled? Was it?
This is controlled as well, because it's like we talked about, it's a situation that you have a handle on
right
now.
Yeah, and I'm not like I said, I'm not advertising in the streets. So, all right, something better than a 2.
Okay, so you're clicking on. You're going to tick off 2 segments of that clock that you've got.
That'll work.
Okay. So, quarter of the way there.
All right.
Yeah.
We're winning, guys.
Yeah, we
You are winning. And then I think Puka, you got one last thing to do, right?
I am just going to train in resolve.
Okay.
I'll take 1 experience.
Working on that and being more resolute.
So
Yeah.
So when you train, I was reading that a little bit. So do you just get a tick on your flag up there? Is that what you get?
Yep. Unless it is personal or prowess, because that's what we have our training in our crew. Then we would get 2 instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, we don't have resolve as a thing, so I just got 1. Anybody who trains for playbook or for prowess gets 2 in our crew, because our crew's awesome.
Yep. The best crew, I would say.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the challenge is the other way to get it is to have to get into desperate situations.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
It's fine,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I want to do desperate resolving.
because it pushes you to be better.
Right, it sure does. I mean, desperate attuning. Maybe I can find a way to do that. That'd be more acceptable.
Desperately attuned.
Desperately attune.
Yeah.
I don't see that one coming up too often.
Yep. So this downtime represents the time you guys spend laying low. It's not a defined like period of time. You know, if you guys say we're going to spend a couple days doing this before we go on our next score, all it represents is the time between your last score and the next thing that you're going to do. So
probably more like a good week would be my guess, at least.
Yeah. So if you spend
Go potty.
and it's you know the idea is
Go out.
you know you guys check in with each other every once in a while and say okay hey let's meet back up and discuss the next thing we're going to do as a crew at X time, and that's when you guys arrive back at the some of you, those of you who stay at the hideout stay there. Those of you who spend time elsewhere arrive back at that time that you decided you want to meet back up. So we kind of jump forward. You know, you've done this during that week of downtime, visited with people, spent some time doing whatever, talking with your people, being around the city. You know, you have heard word on the street that somebody hit the Red Sashes pretty hard. Left a bunch of them dead, and stole something from them. There isn't word out on the street as to what. You know, nobody from the Red Sashes is talking about what it was. They're just saying they took something that belonged to us. And they do seem agitated. But they have had to kind of regroup a little bit. So there hasn't been as much open fighting on the street in the past week. And the Lampblacks seem to have used that opportunity to push out a little bit and kind of extend their a little bit. So things seem to be a little more in their favor than they were a week ago. They seem to have a little bit of a stronger position. You know, you have heard, you've also heard that the Lampblacks are aware of kind of the little bump in power. Or sorry, the Crows. The Crows are aware of this little bump in power that the Lampblacks have seemed to have enjoyed over the last week. So they've been busier trying to not let things get too out of hand. You know, they still want to keep control of Crow's Foot. So, you know, you've kind of heard too rumors and just sort of like being around on the street that the Crows have this card game that they run on Cinder Street. Generally, that it's been a little quiet. They haven't had as much time to keep that going. They've had to take the people who usually keep the security intact around there and spread them out throughout Crow's Foot a little more. So that's kind of what's going on. You've also heard that the Red Sashes, they've been kind of, as they've sort of fallen back, they've moved around a little bit, and this is right. Yeah, so you've heard that there is a there's a okay. There's a lamp black drug den in Crowsfoot, which is kind of part of their usual business. That a few of the lamp blacks who work there have gone missing over the past week, and the lamp blacks obviously are blaming the Red Sashes for it. And you know that the Red Sashes are also involved in that sort of drug den. Theirs tend to be a little more high end, but they do have that kind of area where they operate together and sort of overlap each other and are kind of fighting for control of that, that part of business in Crowsfoot. And so far, it seems from what you've heard that Baso and the Lamp Blacks have been kind of stymied in figuring out how these people are disappearing. They haven't been able to track down what's happening to them, where they're disappearing to, and haven't been able to pin it on a particular group of Red Sashes. It's just they've been saying it because that seems like the obvious, the obvious group that would be trying to disrupt their drug trade in Crowsfoot. So that's kind of what you know. That's the situation in Crowsfoot right now. So also keep in mind that you guys can always decide on your own. You can try to follow up on something that that's going on in the city. You can try to do your own thing, decide what your gang wants to do, and try to, snatch up some turf. Stick your foot in somewhere in this conflict, in a way. But you guys are back at the hideout now, gearing up for whatever the next step for the crew is going to be.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So, Sue, did you say you reduced our heat by 1?
Yes. Yeah. I
Did
already
we
put
had
it in.
5 and we're down to 4, or do we have?
We had 4 and we're
So
down
we
to
had
3.
5 and we had 5 and we had.
We had
We had
4.
4.
Okay.
So we're down
It's
to
still
3.
showing up. It's still showing up. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, it went back up.
Okay. No, it was still on 4.
That's weird.
Did you?
Yeah. So,
Johnny,
say again.
did you also reduce heat?
Oh, John, Luca reduced the heat, but Soup did it on the sheet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sue's updating the crew sheet, and I was just making sure because I thought it was supposed to be 3, and it was still at 4, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
so
I
roll
definitely
20.
clicked it
I
on
think it's a
3.
roll 20 thing happening.
I'm seeing it at 3 now on Gust's Camus. So
3.
Okay. All right.
yeah, and also, going along with that, like if there's particular things that your crew want, then you can figure out ways to do that. If you just say, hey, we need some cash, you got to find somewhere to knock off and get some money. That's the thing you can do. So it's really up to you guys. But I can provide further detail about anything you want to know about. But otherwise, it's up to you guys what you want to do.
Perhaps we could find a nice, quiet job to do this time. That last one was a bit of a, for the fact that we all just kind of got all this together, it seems like it was a bit of a doozy. Maybe we could figure something out that's a little quieter,
It was
a little
quite
simpler.
difficult. it's been quite difficult this past week to kind of take the heat off of us. I think I got some of the blabbering corners to quiet down, but if we have too many more that'll happen like that, I don't know if we're going to be here very long.
Again, I hear you. Stop killing people.
Right. Otherwise, we get more of these, and I hold the spirit vial back up.
I'll set my spirit vial on the side of the room. If there's another one, then I've got this extra.
Oh, don't worry. I always keep two on me. Spirit bottle. Speaking of which, I mean, if you want to, I could talk to my friend Flint and see if he could have some work for us. Bringing him this spirit might show him that we could handle such things.
I really don't.
What kind of work would Flint have its due?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it could be just tracking down spirits for him. He's a spirit trafficker. Maybe bringing in some more. It could be something simple, something quiet, something that doesn't necessarily get us in so much trouble.
Does that elevate our crew, though?
Yeah, I mean, a reputation's reputation. Right now, we've got a reputation for murdering people, at least with the lamplight. So, maybe having a reputation for being useful would be good.
I don't think we.
I hear Bezobaz is talking about those missing drug den workers.
Okay.
So
You don't think it's just the Sashes?
Could be. It could be the Crows trying to stir something up. It could be just another crew that's just trying to make mayhem for the neighborhood. It could be your ghost snatching people.
Could be. Oh, we should check it out.
Are we just going to keep working for the lamp blacks, though? Is that a good idea, or is that throw down too hard with the one side?
Yeah,
We need to play both sides. I know both aspects are dangerous.
I haven't really heard anything. I haven't really heard much about the Red Sashes that are looking for help, if you will.
What about
I'm sure
the
we
Crows?
can find some odd job. Crows.
What about these groups that we already have a reputation with?
I was about to say, we have the Hive, They seemed to like us when we moved in.
What did we? I think that we were left off of status. We paid our 2 coin to start with to get a upgrade reputation with who?
The Hive. And so that gave us the +1.
That was the Hive.
Yeah, as I recall.
That's the one we bought.
Yep.
Okay.
Remind me who the Hive are again?
They're in charge of this territory.
Yeah, in charge of
Where our hideout is.
wherever we are.
The charter holders?
Wherever we live.
Yeah. Coleridge. We live in Coleridge. That's what we decided. Charter Hall is our
Wherever we are.
stomping ground. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, we chose the easiest place to hit.
Let's go get some money in Charter Hall.
Yeah.
A
And the
nice
Hive,
simple job.
We need to.
the Hive are merchants who have legitimate fronts, but trade contraband in secret.
Smugglers.
They have shops, taverns, cafes, warehouses, other kind of mercantile establishments all over the city. That these are all, they're established, respectable businesses that, out the back goes the questionable.
So is that my source for filling up my bandoliers? Are those contraband, or are those just You buy them on the corner store.
Your bandoliers. Those
Because
are,
you said I had to have a source, right? Like a
as long as you've got somewhere to
access to.
somewhere to do this stuff. This real quick. So yeah, the stuff on your the stuff in your bandolier, that is, trying to remember. Trying to get back to your thing so I can see what's on your bandolier.
Yeah, doing something like that as you're looking up, doing something like that in Charter Hall might allow for whatever's happening in Crowsfoot to, well, we can see what happened. We'll see what comes of it. Might just need a little more time. Maybe we can do some thievery instead of some murdering.
I get it.
But didn't we just try to do some thievery that turned into murder?
We did do thievery. We were successful.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do it right this time.
Mm-hmm. Try again.
We're gonna do it right this time.
Maybe a smaller target.
But keep it all.
What are we gonna do with the money we've got?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking too, because we can't hold any more than 4, right?
We can divvy it up to ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we're trying to build a reputation in business and everything, we should put the money into our business.
Actually, that's a good question, Josh. So
I use money to make things.
yeah,
You guys can make stuff too. Don't you guys can tinker with your stuff.
Yeah, I'll be tinkering in Arcane eventually once I get the tinker skill.
Yeah, I mean,
We're gonna get a workshop.
right.
Right, and that's what I was going to ask. So, what can we use our coin on for the crew?
Okay, so for crew, I mean, well, so you can, I mean, some of these are sort of for the crew, but not used by the crew as a whole. But you can use it. You can spend a coin to get an additional downtime activity. So if you really need to like do something like reduce heat or do something that's going to help the crew, somebody can take a coin and do that with their activity. You can also increase the result level of a downtime activity roll. So again, it's one person has to use it, but it could benefit the entire crew. You can use it to, there are certain entanglements that might come up, which the thing with the ghost was an entanglement that was a result of your heat. Some of those you might be able to spend coin to just make them go away. Obviously, ghost isn't one that you're just going to give it money. It's going to go, oh, never mind, I don't want to eat your soul anymore. Yep. And then as a crew as a whole, you spend coin when you advance the crew's tier. So that's kind of the big crew use of it. And what that does, or sort of the main kind of crew use of it, is when you advance your crew, let's see, where is that spot?
So I know when I'm crafting, I roll, and then like there's this target I'm shooting for, and ever short I fall of that target, I can spend coin to make it there to like finish a project or whatever.
Or succeed.
Yeah.
So then I guess.
Okay. So when you're when you fill the rep tracker, if your hold is strong, which it is, you guys have strong hold on the territory you have right now. You're spending coin equal to your new tier times 8, and that advances your crew from the tier you're at to the next tier. So you guys would need 8 coin once your rep tracker is full to become a tier 1 crew. And then you reset your rep to 0, your hold goes to weak. And then what happens is the next time you fill that rep thing, your hold goes from weak to strong, and your rep goes back to 0. And then you fill that rep up again, and then you can spend the coin to go to the next tier. So you guys would spend 16 coin at that point to go to tier 2, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. So looking at like all of the layer and quality training, so on and so forth, that comes from experience then, not coin? Like our crew advancement experience?
So you're looking at, that.
Yeah, like carriage or boat or getting a ball.
So what that does is you can acquire turf, which basically expands the scope of your hunting grounds as a crew. So, basically right now you have this hunting ground that you guys have, paid off the hive to basically stay out of your business while you're doing stuff there, and you get the information rolls in the downtime activity and stuff for your hunting ground. And then when you acquire turf, you're kind of expanding the things you can do. So you might get a new area, you might get new methods for the things that you do on that turf. And that also decreases the time that it takes to bump your crew up to the next. So, that rep tracker. Turf.
It takes off the top.
Yep. So it's decreasing the kind of top end of that tracker. And you guys can always, again, try to, that can be a score. You can say, hey, we want to grab this piece of turf. Okay. Research what it would take to get that or where that exists in the city. And then go get it. Take control of it. Pull off the score, and you've got it.
So what about like getting a workshop or getting a vault?
So the vault,
like, that's what I was asking about before. So does that come from crew advancement, or is that something that we're able to purchase in some way?
So crew upgrades. So you have the, let's see. Oops. Back here. Okay. Looking for this page. That's where it is. Someday I'll remember where all this stuff is. This giant book.
I see.
Advancement. So that's part of
Upgrade costs, new cohort 2, add type 2. I don't know what that means. But...
Okay. So
we can worry about it next time. We can just get to the score because if we're going to do this tonight, we gotta get at it.
So you fill the crew advancement tracker, you either take a special ability for one of those crew abilities, or you get 2 crew upgrade boxes.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Tangent.
yeah, good. All right. So, what was I saying? I was going to say something, and then I forgot what it was. What was I going to say? Something.
No.
Score? What's the score?
Something.
What do we hit?
We
Luca, what's the
won.
What are we doing?
what's the
Yeah,
what's the
fearless
play?
leader.
Are we just waiting to see what happens in
That's what I was saying. Is that,
Crowfoot?
I mean, we can still
So,
stay at a crow's foot for a little while, see what becomes of this Red Sash lamp black disappearance. We could go see, like I was thinking, we could go talk to Rigney, our friend, the tavern owner, and see if he's heard anything useful.
uh-oh, we lost Puka.
I know with all Soof.
So yeah, you guys have got those. You've got, again, like you can always try to take some turf. You've also got this crow, card game that you've heard about. That's probably kind of more lightly guarded than normal. So it's in one of their gambling dens. And that is near, I will tell you where in just a moment, where that is. Yep. Yeah, they have a lot of these gambling dens. So this one is in Rosefoot, kind of on the edge of Tangletown. Right at the corner of Candle Street. And there's with it being somewhat less guarded, there's a back door that they probably just honestly locked and not left the guard at like they normally would, just because they can't spare the people right now, and kept the door guarded. But could be a way in there. And then you also know about this Lamp Black drug den that is, I will tell you where this is as well. This one is obviously also in Crowsfoot because that's Lamp Black area. They have a drug den that is on Ash Way. And wait a minute. Yeah, Ash Way. That the Baz has been hesitant to shut it down completely, and has tried to keep his people who are there armed enough to hopefully deal with anything that comes along. But I mean, you guys know the Red Sashes are known for their prowess at melee combat, and if they really want to hit that place, you don't think the Lamp Blacks are going to be able to repel them. So there are a couple things. There are a couple things you could do there. You could try to keep an eye on it, and when the Red Sashes show up, help out the Lamp Blacks. Or you could try to figure out. You could try to figure out, see if you can get some dirt on the Red Sashes, trying to figure out what their plan is for hitting that place and head them off fast before they do it.
What was the gambling den job? Like, what was the just go hit the den?
Yeah, I mean that's a place where there's a pretty good pile of cash on hand. They want to keep it going because
Yeah.
that's how they make money. But with everything that's going
And
on,
that's
and that belongs to the Crows.
yeah. I've probably been there. I probably know that place.
Yeah. And you would know about that, backdoor entrance where they usually, let their kind of high rollers come in without having to mingle
Mhm.
with the, with the crowd at the front. But that would be kind of the, they still want to get people in the door. So if they gotta, if they gotta shut that down for the time being, then they might not be keeping too much of an eye back there. Or there's try and figure out who's got a piece of turf that you guys want and get after it.
So you guys want to go rob a casino, or you want to go do something else for the Lamp Blacks, maybe?
Or help the Red Sashes take out the Lamp Blacks.
Trying not to invoke the violence thing again. I think we've.
Oh, right.
Right. I think we're trying to do this kind of on the down low right now to,
Being violence and avoiding it. So we've got.
Well, and maybe if we don't help the Lamp Blacks, they'll get knocked down a peg on their own.
That's what I'm thinking.
We go hit
We let that happen, and we take the Crows down a notch, keep climbing the rungs.
Yeah. Besides, yeah, let's do
But
it.
they can't know. This one's got to be masks, and don't let them know it's us.
Well, we're thieves, spies, and saboteurs, so we know how to do this.
Let's
Yeah, you
be
do.
let's be it.
Yes.
That's what it says on our crew sheet, at least.
That must be true.
Must be true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hitting the Crows.
let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
All right. So
Back door.
is this going to be an assault, a deception, a stealth, an occult, a social, or a transport?
Definitely a cult.
You gotta spook them out of their.
It's always a cult.
I think we sent Luca in to win all the money.
Problem solved.
And we could use deception to help him cheat.
I'd say just because I like to gamble doesn't mean I might be very good at it.
I mean, I don't think it's assault. I don't think we're there.
Your sound is almost non-existent right now.
My sound? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Coming back.
You got quiet. Oh, all right.
How's that?
Still quiet.
You got kind of quiet. I don't know why.
I don't know. Any better?
That's better.
Okay. Like apparently got far away.
Your sound is a lot better tonight.
Josh's sound?
Minus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying just my phone headphones. I don't know why.
They work.
The
More
headphones that
muffled.
came with my phone are better than
Yeah.
my headset.
It drops out less, but it's a little more muffled, I think.
Was it? Yeah, I figured the sound's probably not quite as good.
But it's consistent.
Yeah, when
it-
you bring it up there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the mic is like down here, but
Do you want one of these?
it seems to be more solid.
So I'd say either stealth or deception, right? Those are probably
Or social. I mean,
they're
it's
social. Yeah.
Yeah.
in a way. I don't know. Or if it's
Socialize them out their money.
social deception. Like social would be the, gambling route. Out gamble them somehow,
Mm-hmm.
But
and then just win the money and take it.
yeah.
See, I think the problem with that is that these gambling joints run by these gangs. I mean, if they whiff, I mean, if they smell just that they think somebody's cheating, then that's it, and then it turns into an assault. So while I would like to think we can go in there and just talk them out of their money, I don't think that's really going to happen.
All right.
Can we?
I think we have to use
distraction. Get them all out of the room. With,
I think we have to use more deception than we'd have to use just like straight up socialize.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can try and.
Uh-oh. Did I lose them all again? Am I still streaming? Yes, I am. Okay, well, that's good. They're going to do something. I don't know. How are they going to end up doing this? Let's find out. Maybe I can get them all back. And then figure out how they're getting into the casino. It'll be great. Hey, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey,
I disappeared.
That's deception.
Yes.
So you're going to deceive them?
A Delph.
We're gonna deceive and then stealth.
Deceive and stealth.
Well, unless money has to go in and out. We could
I was thinking that as well on transport.
hit the transport, or instead of hitting the transport, become the transport. Or it just so happens to go missing.
Do we know that's how it works? Though?
Yeah, somebody
Is
has.
that how it works?
I don't know. So somebody has to bring the money in and out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reasonable thought to suspect that they don't keep large piles of coin on hand at the establishment itself. Once they get to a certain threshold, they take it back to their HQ where they can sit on it and guard it at their kind of central source of power, so that it stays safe.
So we're back to violence again, though.
Well, no, we don't have to do violence. I mean, we could maybe find a way to find ourselves employed as transporters under perhaps different names. And, during transport, something happens and money's gone.
If I knew how they transported it, maybe I could just make it disappear when they're not looking. Tinker with whatever the device is it transports in. Drop it out the bottom or something.
Well, that'll be part of our scoping the job out, right?
Yep.
Right.
We decide to follow the transport. We might be able to pick up on where it's coming from, where it's going.
All right, should we go?
I still think it's going to end in violence, but
What? I don't know
That's
why.
because you're used to D&D. Everything ends in violence.
no, it's just every bank transport movie I've seen, somebody gets shot or thrown out of the truck, or
Yeah.
or tied up and left in the back of the truck after all the money's been taken out of it.
That's what we
something
do.
like that.
That's perfect.
Right. I still think that qualifies as violence. Violence is when you kill somebody.
You have
Right.
a very low grade definition of violence.
Right. No, I'm using we're going to take heat if we use violence method.
Right.
That's what I'm going with. And if you do any kind of
Wait, I
violence,
thought it was
then
only if you
take
killed
heat.
somebody.
If you kill somebody, you get extra heat.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of how quiet you do the job.
So like
So the quieter you do the job, the less heat you take.
tying somebody up is violence.
Well, that won't.
Yeah, I mean,
necessarily be
if
heat.
somebody tied me up, I would consider it to be violent. Yes.
And I mean, that might make it loud enough that, it would be potentially a standard where, we're automatically taking 2 heat. But as long as we don't kill anybody, we don't get the extra heat. So if somebody dies,
I mean, let's
even
be
if we
real.
don't
We're
kill
going to
them,
tie Yeah, but let's be real. We're gonna tie somebody up. He's gonna start screaming. Sarge is gonna cut his throat. I mean, we know how this is gonna work. So, I mean, it's really
Let's
just
do heat. We just have to always account for the fact there's probably going to be +2 heat.
That's
okay. Transport it is. Let's go.
We're gonna hit the transport, and
We're gonna try to hit the transport.
Try to transport. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
I like
so,
that.
yeah, first we got to go find out more about the transport.
So what's your goal with in terms of the transport? Are you trying to intercept? Trying to
Be part of it.
Be part of it. Do you have any particular thought in mind right now about?
can we
how you
do
wanna-
just like one inside guy instead of all of us? And then
I mean,
Yeah.
it take time to develop an inside guy.
I mean, it's okay. This game's all about time.
Mhm.
And then that would actually become a little bit more independent of their current guard situation. Because if it's on the transport, I mean, maybe it's a little less well guarded than it was before, but then again, maybe, this is just a standard guard that they have. And so we could take a little bit more time with it and that'd be fine.
So that's kind of what from hearing the rumors that you've heard that you're kind of working with right now. Currently they are shorthanded. If they're at full strength, given that they're the crew that's been in charge of Crow's Foot for a very long time, is going to be much harder to actually get a good payout out of this. It's going to take a lot more work and a lot more time and investment to get to that point. Whereas right now, it's a good opportunity to just sort of make a quick hit and get away.
Get away with a little bit.
Get away with a little bit while they're back is turned, so to speak. While they're not able to devote what they usually can to it.
I'm not just saying that. Hear me out. If we go in through the back, we hit them hard and fast, and we get out with the coin, no one needs to die.
I lost you like halfway through that. What'd you say?
I said, if we go in quick through the back, hit them hard and fast, and then get the coin and get out through the back, no one has to die.
But they will.
They don't have to.
You haven't lived in this town. You don't understand how these things work.
I'm just trying to really embody.
You're thinking like a soldier. You're thinking like a soldier. You're not thinking like a bank robber.
so you want people to die? I mean, what?
No, he doesn't want people to die.
But he keeps saying they will. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So we need a plan. We need to take a look at
Making
Well, I mean, I think Cricket might have been on it. We get one person on the inside, actually part of the transport crew. Perhaps the other three spook that, and then it rides off into the sunset.
We got to dump the truck somewhere when it's over too.
There's plenty of rivers.
Yep. Just something part of the planning process.
dump it near the.
We don't have to take the whole truck. We just need the.
Just need a few coin worth.
Well, there's not trucks. What is money in it?
Yeah, there's carriages,
Wagon.
wagons, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, if we got somebody in, maybe they give me one of the crates they transport the money in, and I can do something with it, make a duplicate, or make a way that it
Okay, with the same weight.
opens up on the, even though it looks locked from above, something like that.
What do you think, Luca?
So are we hitting this on the way to the gambling den, or like when it leaves the gambling den?
Oh, probably when it leaves.
More full when it leaves.
That's what I thought too. I just wanted to make sure we're okay.
So you guys are
And where are we hitting it?
a transport, so you're gonna hit it, and you're gonna you're gonna hit it like right near. You're gonna tail it on its route and hit it somewhere on route from the den to the.
Well, I think that's
HQ.
probably part of what we'd want to try to survey or identify first.
What is most advantageous?
Right, like what is the route or what are the routes that they tend to take? And then, is there a quieter spot to try and do this?
Okay. So trying to hit it in a quiet spot. If you can get cricket on the inside.
I can. If somebody else is better at the deception thing, I do it at a dot. I assume that's what, Sway?
Yes, Sway.
Anybody got more than a dot?
I do that. I do a dot at that as well.
Yeah.
I'm a dotty.
And then, are you trying to take the transport itself, or just get the cash and dump the transport?
I'd say get a few coin worth, whatever we can, kind of like we did with the last job. Pile in some coin and leave with what we get.
Yeah, grab as much as we can.
But don't take it all.
All right.
Take it all?
Don't take it all.
Why?
So that they have something. That way they're not hunting for all of it.
Is there a means we can take it without them knowing it in transport? And we take like a small bit?
Like it falls off the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Oh, just repeatedly skim?
If we don't want to draw attention to ourselves. But if we want the big score, then we can take the whole thing.
Let's see how it goes, and we'll
if we're stealing
this conversation once we see how much is inside.
There you go.
And I guess we're supposed to be daring, so yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So I would say this is a kind of a daring plan, hitting the crow's transport. And they are. Yeah. What?
Quick question.
Yeah.
So the red sashes, I'm guessing, wear like a sash of some kind. Is that why they're called that?
He said they don't really wear a costume.
Like, do these gangs? I guess what I'm asking is,
they wear sword.
Have like a particular? Do they have a particular emblem?
Something to identify a member.
Some of them do. Not all of them.
So the lamp blacks, in particular, do they have a thing?
So the lamp blacks. No, they don't really have any particular. Like you, unless you knew them, you probably wouldn't necessarily just look at somebody and go, "Oh, obviously a lamp black." But some of them are known around Crowsfoot, so there are some people who you go, "Oh yeah, I know that person's a lamp black." Like it's not a secret, who they are. So there are definitely some people that you just recognize around the city as lamp blacks.
Right.
They're in the guild or in the crew.
But they don't all wear like black smears on their forehead that identifies them as lamp blacks or anything that, do they?
No.
What about like the bill hooks?
They're pretty obvious because of their weaponry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're butchers.
Yep. They tend to use which kind of lends itself to their name. They tend to use hatchets, meat hooks, and pole arms.
Meat cleavers.
Yeah. So they look like sort of butchers.
Do we have a sense of how well the bill hooks and the crows get along? Is there known, camaraderie or beef?
I mean, not between the factions necessarily themselves, although the billhooks do tend to beat up on people in Crowsfoot and the docks fairly often. So the people who live in those places generally are not. They don't like the billhooks that much, especially because the blue coats tend to look the other way when they do stuff. They don't generally run the billhooks in for things. And I mean, the billhooks are known for like leaving butchered corpses strewn around.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, Sleepy, but
And the billhooks kind of go, well, yep.
that
Sorry,
happened.
move along. Yep, happened. Nothing we can do about it.
All right.
Yep.
So to the plan, or to the daring escapade.
Yeah.
So are we bringing hatchets or sabers?
Yeah, Sleepy, who are we trying to look like?
You don't worry. Just execute the plan. I'll take care of it.
He's got it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so I would say this is daring, and also it's you have decided to hit them where they're weak right now. They don't have a lot of extra people for security, so we have that.
Well, wasn't as bad as it could have been.
No,
Yep.
oh, it wasn't. All right. So here's what's going on. Puka, Luca, and Sarge, you guys have found a spot that you can kind of keep an eye on the back door, right? And you figured out that they have these, they have like a goat drawn, because goats are the common sort of like pack animals in Doskval. This small goat drawn cart that will transport the money. They've been doing it with two guards, basically, which normally like large stashes like this would have more than that. But so they basically got a driver who's driving the cart, and then two guards alongside. So Rickett, you managed to so work your way in as a goat driver and get your cart hired to transport. So basically they've they've paid you. You've done a couple runs so far during the night, but you are.
Do I need to spend a coin to have acquired a cart for this deception?
No, you got a hold of one. You're good. But some people have started kind of asking about you a little bit, and you're worried that they might be kind of realizing that your story is a little thin and you're new. So you're worried that some people might be starting to put it together. So you don't think you want to take too many more trips, because if they figure out something's up, then they're not going to like that very much. So what's going on is, Cricket, you are on your way back right now, and you know that in about 20 minutes there's going to be another stash that's ready to go from the gambling den back to their headquarters. Puka, Luca, and Sarge are nearby, ready to do something, but you've got to basically, you've got to follow the routine without alerting these two guards that something's up, because they walk with you there, they unload into the hideout, and then they come back out and they say, all right, let's get back over there. You take this kind of meandering path through the city, back down to the gambling den, where they decide, through the back door. They load up. They come back out with a stash. They load it. They say, "All right, let's go." So you're not actually handling the money. You are driving it back and forth.
Okay.
So where it starts is you are on your way back
To the gambling den
to the gambling den from their hideout
with an empty cart.
with an empty cart. Yep.
Cool.
All right. So you're getting close to where the gambling den is. And you guys, Puka, Luca, and Sarge, see a cart approaching with Cricket at the reins and two pro guards, one on either side of it, flanking the cart.
Just walking beside it.
Yep, walking beside it. And so what they do is they pull up, and you guys can see this, Puka, Luca, and Sarge, you see this happen. They pull the cart up to the door, and the two crows say, "All right, give us a few minutes, we'll be back. Be ready."
Yes, sir.
And they go inside. So now, Cricket, you are at the back door with an empty cart, and you guys can see this.
Is this a good spot to be? Like,
Well, so I want to flash back
All right.
to our conversation. So since Cricket's done this a few times, get a sense of, do they follow the same route? Like asking Cricket, Oh, I guess I'll ask. So Cricket, do they tend to follow the same route? Do you think there's a good place to stop them and hit them?
They have not taken the same route. Each trip you've made so far has been a different route that kind of zigzagged throughout the city.
Yeah, I'll share. Yeah, they keep wandering. I don't know. Any pattern to like? Do they try and avoid certain areas or certain
Yep.
like where it's crowded?
They're
They go
trying
down
to take
quiet
the
roads.
quietest streets they can, which does change, which is why they're leading the route. You're not
And
leading it.
they tell me what to do.
They're
Yeah, right.
telling you where to go. And they're saying, "All right, let's go down this street," because they're kind of keeping an eye out for, where is going to be the least amount of trouble or potential trouble.
Do I feel like I could wreck the cart on command?
Like accidentally bust a wheel?
Yeah. Could I find some time to put that thing right on the edge, and then I,
Hit the
Rut in the road and
hit the thing the right way to just break a wheel or something.
Yeah, you think you could try, while they're inside, you have to, try to do it quick, but
Yeah, right.
you could try to get one of these wheels in a situation where it's on the edge,
Right.
hanging on, but you take a couple ruts,
Mhm.
badly, and
Okay.
might come apart.
I think that might be what I do when I get this moment. And maybe we planned.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, anybody else have wreck? All right, Cricket, it's all you.
No, I don't break things very well.
they're not pros that possess.
Okay, then yeah, you're on your own.
You don't like to break things? Yeah, so
So I guess I could try to set him up for a system, because I assume he wouldn't have the tools he'd need. So I could be
I
carrying
probably have
that
to
as
be light.
part of my load, so that he could get the tools he needed for the job.
oh yeah, you guys should decide what load you have for this.
Yeah.
Oops, we skipped that. Whatever.
A load. I've got a load. It's a good one.
We got a load, right?
Got a normal load.
So I assume I'm going light with subterfuge, makeup, like disguise stuff going on.
Yeah, subterfuge supplies. That seems like a good idea.
Making yourself appear somebody else.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want this to come back.
Don't want to be you.
Yeah, my hair color is different. I shaved for this one or something.
Yeah. All right, so Puka, you see Cricket trying to kind of lean over the side of the cart and quickly fiddle with one of the wheels, and you want to run over and be like, hey, I got.
Well, I want to.
What was the plan?
Yeah, part of the plan was
He's going to meet me there
Oh,
with
you
my.
were gonna meet
with-
him there.
with-
Okay.
He's going
Right.
to bring my briefcase.
his briefcase with whatever he needs to wreck. So I want to assist him.
Okay. Luca and Sarge, what are you guys doing as Puka kind of ducks out of the shadows and takes this case over to Cricket, so he can, as you guys talked about, around with the cart and try and set it up to be disabled.
Standing in the shadows and watching the scene and making sure nothing looks out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Sarge, can you hang on the bottom of a cart?
Can I hang on the bottom of the cart?
I don't know. I don't know what these carts are like. Is there
Yeah, is there room for that?
Yeah, you could. A person could fit.
When the wheel falls off and it wrecks, can you be on the bottom of the cart?
Yeah, could you do
I
that?
don't have it wrecked that. It's just gonna break a little bit, you know. You can trust me. It's not gonna crush you.
You're not
How
gonna
are
get
your
crushed.
wounds doing, Sarge?
Why are you trying to kill Sarge?
Yeah, Sarge is already at a -1 for everything.
Yeah.
He hasn't had time to heal.
Yeah, and these carts, how fast are they moving?
I mean, at a walking pace.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, so like we'll be able to keep
walk.
up. We'll be
You
able to
guys
keep
could
up
just
with it.
stalk behind
Yeah, you can keep up.
Yeah, or in front or side, you know.
or underneath.
Yeah, parallel to. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sarge can get on the roof again.
I don't think we need to be underneath it. I think we're good being to the side.
All right, let's wreck.
So, how do I assist? Is that just a stress or 2 stress?
So if you're assisting,
Yeah,
then yeah,
assist
it's
the teammate.
1 stress to give them an extra die.
Die.
Yep.
Okay. So there you go. Extra die.
Sweet. And I'll push myself as well because I feel like this has got to go right.
Okay.
Yeah, you should do this right.
All right. So
I'm gonna get 2 extra dice.
yep. So you get 2 extra dice, and you're trying to. Let me look at
Trying to just like unscrew the whatever.
Yeah, just do something with the mechanism of the wheel to
Right. To make it, if I, like I said, yeah, like somebody said, I could steer it into this, or if I give it a bump or turn it just sharp enough that it'll,
All right. So I think if this sounds reasonable, then I think this is going to be a risky tinker roll because you are trying to do it quick. You have a limited window of time before these guys come back out of here, and you got to be done. They can't catch you like fiddling around with the cartwheel, or they're going to know as soon as it happens. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
But I think this will be and standard effect. You'll be able to get it to go off when you want it to go off. And this will be a tinker instead of a wreck, I think, because you're trying to almost completely disable a mechanism, the mechanism of the wheel, enough so that when you hit that trigger that you have in mind, it'll finish your job. And
Okay.
does that sound reasonable?
That sounds even better. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, a risky tinker roll.
A risky tinker plus 2.
Standard effect.
And I have your tinker tools. That's part of my load, not yours.
And this is standard effect, right?
Standard effect, yeah.
Still no 6.
Okay.
But
Hey,
Not bad though.
but no, that's good.
it was still risky though, so
It was.
somebody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Hopefully the goat.
The car actually fell straight down on Sarge.
It just, yeah. Sergeant gets crushed. Like, it works so well.
Sarge is
All right. So, okay. You feel like you've got it. I mean, you're very confident that when you hit the pothole or rut or whatever it is that you're going to try to hit, that's going to finish undoing the inner mechanism of this like hub of this cartwheel and cause the wheel to break off, and that side will collapse, and you'll be kind of stuck there for a little bit.
Perfect.
And the
That's my
rest
part of the
you'll
plan.
find
You
out
guys have
about
the rest
later.
of the plan. Oh, that's perfect.
All right, then I'll scurry back into the shadows.
Cool. So, about a minute after you finish this whole thing and Puka's run back in, these two guys come back out, and each of them is holding a handle on one end of a chest, and they look out the door and they kind of look around for a second. All clear? They call to you.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. And they come out, set it in the back of the wagon. They throw a covering over it so there's not just a chest sitting out there. They say, all right, up here and to the right.
I'll drive.
Okay. So you see Cricket start to hit the reins on the goat, and the cart starts to move up and to the right.
All right.
And I'm gonna start to I guess it's I don't know, study or survey for a good spot to where I think these guys could execute the plan we made.
So how? I guess here's the question: is like how far away from here do you want to get before you try and make something happen?
I'd say I'd start looking at at least like earshot. We don't want to be
like outside, just a little bit outside shouting range, ideally.
Yeah, outside shouting range, and then anywhere from there to shouting range of the destination.
Okay. So you're going to give it a little bit before you.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you decide to. All right, let me get this in here so we can see where we're at.
Are these guards armed?
You do not see any arms on them at the moment, but Cricket, you've seen them a couple times during the course of your travels back and forth, like stick their hands inside their coats. And that's generally happened, like, if you turn onto a street that was a little more crowded or something like that, they would kind of reach their hand in there. And
Yep, I'll share that with you.
Like a gun or like a knife?
not sure.
Cricket.
I can't tell.
Cricket,
I can't tell.
It was one of these, like,
They got something in there.
and then as there wasn't any danger, hand comes back out down to the side, but can't really tell what they have.
Damn it.
All right, I'm gonna move you guys. Boop. Over. All right. Did that move your page?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and crow's foot.
Yep. So now we're in Crowsfoot. All right. So what you're doing is, what am I on? Okay. So you guys. Let's see. I know what I'm doing. Don't.
It's not as easy as it looks.
I know. Oh man.
You trying to draw?
No. Okay. Oh, I did this the wrong way. That's why. Okay. I put that in the. Oh man, I was in the wrong layer. Hang on.
Yeah, it's the layers.
I gotta do the.
nuts.
I gotta do the map layer. All right. Here we go. This is gonna work this time.
Like, why do we need so many layers?
Yeah, we got a lot of layers.
Yeah.
So you can. All right. So crow's foot. There we are. And now we're gonna go back to this layer. Sweet. All right. So you guys started off here, and so they went up So you were around behind. You were sort of in this alley behind this building. So they're coming up here, and I can draw. So they came up here, and they're going this way. And
I don't see anything.
If you drew something, we didn't see it.
Oh.
Unless there's GM.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I see it.
You see it now. So Drew, you've gone a couple different ways, but every time you've gone, you have crossed over this bridge.
Okay.
So
That's
you
a pretty
know,
big road, right? That's a pretty.
Yep. But then you know that every time they've come across this bridge, they've ducked off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they're things here.
We don't have to be waiting outside the bar. As soon as they pull away, then we can just work it across that bridge.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'll probably first alley we hit off of that main road or something like that to be where I try and make it break down. And it's going to be perfect.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so hold on. So you cross over the bridge to continue going wherever you're going? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but that's where it changes.
Yep.
What change?
That's where the route changes, apparently.
We always hit the
Get across
bridge.
and then they take some type of route from there.
Mm-hmm.
Which number is their base?
Okay. So this number 1 right here is their HQ. And it's this abandoned city watchtower.
What kind of bridge is this?
So this is a stone bridge that just spans over the river. So it's got a low wall on each side, just foot and a half or so off the ground. So just stone edge on either side, and it just kind of has a gentle curve up over the river.
So you could just break down the cart right on top of the bridge and just go right over the side.
And throw the coin in the water?
It's in a box, right? It's in a box, right?
Yeah.
And it's coin. We just go diving for it.
We could be waiting at the bottom. It's like an accident.
So I'm supposed to crash the court over the edge, or
The guards would probably be waiting at the top. I don't know. They might jump in after it. I don't know how dedicated they are.
If the wheel breaks, and then you crash over the side of the bridge.
I mean, I feel like the wall's tall to keep you from. I don't know.
It's not that tall. It's like a foot tall.
About a foot and a half.
Yeah, but if the goat gets spooked,
I can do that.
I can send my my spirit cat to spook the goat.
There you go.
So yeah, and Crick, you think that it would take something like going at the pace that you've been going with them? It'd be hard to get it to go completely over. The goat would have to be, spooked and running to have a chance to have enough momentum to dump the cart over the side of this bridge. It's not like big tall wheels. It's high enough off the ground, like we said, that somebody could slide under it and not be dragged on the ground. But it's not like a stagecoach, right? It's not a big thing. So yeah, you think you'd have to time it out, right? That something spooked him sort of out the entrance to the bridge, got the goat to kind of like run up over the hump. The other thing would be like if it got spooked before and went off missed the bridge and went off to one side or the other and down to the shore, then you could try to wreck it down there and just tip it into the water. If that's the goal, is to get it in the water.
I read somewhere that there's like stuff lives in the water.
And Puka, you know that there's weird arcane stuff in the waterways.
Yeah, I would have brought that up.
I didn't realize there were things that lived in the water besides just fish.
Yeah, I forgot. Thank you for the reminder.
Yep.
Water's a bad choice.
Get the water
If
idea.
it goes in the water, we're not getting it.
Like the plan A.
Hit it somewhere in an alley.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the cart continues up here, and then they take a turn.
It might just be delayed for us.
Yep.
And
Yeah, if you watch on Twitch, you can see it live.
and they're starting to come down there. So
Or it
this
might
is
be wherever he lets go.
yeah,
He
that's
lets
when
go,
I was
shows up.
So this is still kind of a whoops. So this is still kind of a street. There's stuff going on here. Not too many people, but this is a narrow little dark place from there to there.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's where I'll try and with this my week's worth of steering or whatever I've been doing, try and nail that divot and just right and crack that wheel.
And
All
then
right.
following behind, we could try to follow up along that side street parallel.
Yeah, you guys gonna try and go
Try
up
to
that
get
way?
up there. Because we're trying to tail them like a block back.
Yeah, and not stay
So-
like not be obvious.
Right. So seeing them turn, follow along the parallel path, listening for a break.
All right. So Cricket, let's have you make a controlled wreck roll. And it's controlled because you went through the setup of putting yourself in position to be able to do this when you wanted. So you're in charge of it.
Okay.
And it's wreck because now you're trying to make good on your tinker.
You're literally trying to wreck.
Yep. And now you
Okay.
are, yes, you're trying to wreck it.
Okay.
And I would say that, so this is kind of weird. But yeah, I'm just gonna, oh, wait, did you do, oh no, was that roll?
I haven't done anything yet, I don't think.
I'm gonna give you an extra die on it just because you went through, you've been using the cart, you went through the setup, you really put a lot of effort into making this thing go the way you want it to go. So take a +1 die on that.
Sweet. Standard effect.
Standard effect, yep. It'll break the way you want it to break.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, well.
Hey, the
Yeah.
fact on the first die.
Yeah. So as Cricket kind of pulls even, and you guys are able to stay even with it on the other side of the alley. So as he pulls even with this spot, and you guys can see down this little alley, you can see this happen. It was good that he did it to the left wheel, because what happens is the wheel snaps off, the cart tips to the left, so toward this alley, and the chest comes tumbling out of the cart into that alley. And the guards are kind of like, what happened?
Oh no.
What happened? How did that happen?
Oh, broke a wheel. I'll go up to the goat. Susie, are you okay?
Look,
Oh,
all right.
did you hurt anything? I start inspecting the goat.
Hey, look, we can't stop here. We got to keep moving. Can you get this thing unhooked and we'll just put it on the goat and carry it the rest of the way?
So flashback.
Sarge. I was gonna say, Sarge, this is the time you go pick up the chest because you're really sneaky, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I don't think the plan was for it to topple out, but
Hey, we'll definitely forget. You fixed it really good.
You did.
Flashback. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the chest.
I'm going to try to set up Sarge by coming out up here as a concerned citizen and coming to check. So I'm gonna approach the guards and come up and, oh goodness me, what happened? Are you all right? So
I think she'll be all right.
Trying to come up here and get some attention and therefore set Sarge up.
Okay, so you saw this kind of
And-
like, oh, it looks like he, we're getting to that point where, okay, I'm gonna run around and create a little, situation.
And flashback.
All right.
I was planning to use my spirit animal.
Okay.
My cat. I don't know if it's a cat, but it's a cat on my miniature, so it's a
Okay.
cat. To like approach, well, not approach. I guess come from the other side.
Okay.
And again, it's more of a distraction piece, but like start crawling up onto the like climbing up onto the cart or on, basically just making again. So Puka's kind of coming from one side, the cat's coming from the other side, just to create more of a distraction. Even so far as like climbing on the goat if necessary, just to just to be right, just to be a nuisance and to keep their eyes like trained on all of those things and not on Sarge and not on the money.
Okay.
So I'll take my stress to set Sarge up.
Okay. So you're coming along as a concerned citizen, hoping these guys are okay after this cart wreck.
Right. I just heard the snap.
Yeah. So Cricket, or no, sorry, not Cricket. Puka, go ahead and let's do a risky sway as you try and pass off this idea that you are a concerned citizen. And
I will push myself in that sway.
All right.
But, I didn't do the bonus die.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was not.
I was gonna say, if you're pushing yourself, there
Push.
should be more than one.
Yeah, because I had
one.
I just forgot to do bonus. All right, 4. I'll take the 4, please.
That's better. Okay. So Cricket and Luca and Sarge, you hear this going on as Puka steps up and plays the role of the concerned citizen. The two guards, one of them stays kind of near the alley, but the other one that was on the far side of the cart, so this side,
The right side.
Yep. They both put their hands inside their jackets, and the one on the right side starts moving up towards you. You better just move along. We're fine. Nobody's hurt. We have it under control.
Oh, all right.
So you don't have any tools, do you?
Oh, I'm.
What is it? Get that cat out of here.
I gotta fix this tire, this wheel.
Look, we're gonna have to leave the cart. He doesn't need any tools. We gotta leave the cart. We're just gonna take the goat the rest of the way. We'll come back for the cart later. We don't have time.
I can't leave my cart.
Can't stick around here. It's broken anyway. It's not going anywhere.
In the middle of all this chaos, I'm gonna take the money and run.
Okay.
+1 die.
All right. So you're gonna try and get up the alley while this whole thing is going on, not get seen. Grab the chest and get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the thing this does.
Yep. So, go ahead and make a controlled prowl. You're getting that improved position because Puka and Luca are creating enough of a distraction out here that they don't happen to be looking in the alley right at this moment as you're sneaking up there.
All right. And I'm going to push myself. Is that 1 stress or 2?
1, 2 stress to push yourself, yeah.
All right.
So that'll put you at 4?
Yeah.
Don't you already have like a bunch of dice anyway?
Yeah, but I have -1 die for my wound.
+1 for the setup, and now +1 for push, so I'll have 4. Just
This is
more
not
than 3.
so I don't get my +1 die.
This is not an ambush.
Yeah, they're not in the box.
Oh, right. Yours is
Can
a
you resist
2.
that temptation? Nobody's
but I do
looking
you're
right
getting
now.
3.
Sarge, nobody's looking.
That's how you were getting 3. Got it.
Yeah.
You might be able to slit both roads before they even know you hit them.
Yeah, I'm an ambusher.
Yeah.
Just knock them out. Just
So it's controlled.
Prowl.
Know the way Mike rolls dice, he'll probably roll
Standard
one.
effect.
Standard effect, but I've got my fine cloak on, so that's going to improve my
Oh, nice.
Effect.
bonus die is +1 instead of -1.
Go.
Oh, that's fine.
Wow.
Crit.
So,
It's a great effect instead of standard.
uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
So-
2 levels up?
Critted.
I mean, it's beyond anything that even exists. It's so good. So, yeah. So, Sarge, you realize that as you get up to the box, that it's heavy.
I feel
It's
like
got
we
all-
realized that before you got there.
Yeah, and I mean, you
So
did
we
see,
may have
you know,
discussed how you were going to deal with this.
there were 2 guys. There were 2 guys holding it, but again, the idea was not. I mean, the idea was eventually to, like, it wasn't going to just be laying there in an alley, right? Like, you guys were going to do something to allow you to get it out. So, seizing the opportunity, Sarge, as you realize, like, you're going to have to drag this thing because it's so heavy, but you can't do it quietly. But you manage to sort of get it up enough that you can, like, slide the cloak underneath it and wrap it and just drag it right out of there, and it's just this, like, not even a whisper. You do it so well, and get it off around the corner.
Yep. I'm just
So-
going to head back to the hideout.
You're going to drag a suitcase. Should we
You're
flash
gonna
back to our
ruin your
exit plan now?
float.
Yeah, if you want to do a flashback, so did you guys talk about?
What was our end game plan?
Well, I don't think we actually meant.
Yeah.
Well,
And
This was not the intention.
no,
Was it to open the safe?
Drag a heavy box all the way back to the hideout. I'll just take it. I'll take it to some place where I can hide for a minute.
so is there a rundown? So while he was doing that, is there like a rundown door somewhere? Since we're in a back alley.
and you see him, Luca. You do see him, like, coming around the corner, like, dragging his cloak
Right.
with, obviously something in it.
So I'll just run over and, like, help him pick it up.
Okay.
Is that fine cloak self-repair? Clean it.
Vegetation.
Standard item on all of Mike's character sheets.
Yeah. Yep.
Fine cloak.
Fine cloak
Everything.
of repair. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll just run over and help him pick him up, and then we'll move it as quickly as we can.
Okay.
But yeah, so it sounds like maybe our plan was to take it somewhere abandoned so that we could actually open it.
Open it.
Yeah.
Put the coin in our bags, and then walk back.
Like
And
last time.
maybe walk back different ways where we all meet back up later.
Yeah.
So.
What was our plan for
Luca,
me?
Somebody needs to knock out Cricket and steal him.
We'll get with you. We'll get with you guys in a second.
Yeah.
Luca, go ahead and make a. Again, like, you don't know how much time you have until these guys realize their chest is gone. So this is going to be risky because you're trying to do it quick. But make a risky hunt roll to take a quick look around this alley and sort of survey the location. And and see if you can figure, or actually, survey would be better here. Yeah, a risky survey roll. So take a quick look around in this alley, because hunt's more for, like, a target.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So you're surveying this alley. You're kind of looking around, looking for that broken down door, kind of, broken away piece of crumbling wall, something you guys can duck into with this thing real quick.
Okay. So what? So if I say I push myself, I take 2 stress, and then I get to add an extra die. Is that what we're saying?
Yep.
All right. I'll do that.
All right.
Survey, risky, standard, 1 bonus die. I think I did that right.
You didn't do it right.
Whoa, no. Well, I did it, but I didn't do it right.
No, you did not do it right. So yeah, so you guys are in this alley right now, right here, because he came around the corner this way, towards where you were, and there's just in this block, you don't see anywhere that you guys can quickly get into.
Well, then we keep moving.
Yeah.
Run into the park.
So yeah, you're gonna.
Well, you could resist that, not finding anything.
What does that mean?
The outcome.
What does that mean?
So you would say, I want to resist that.
You don't accept that conclusion, that result.
Yeah, you don't accept that result.
You work harder.
Right. And then you would roll either insight, I guess probably insight.
Insight,
you'd roll an insight resistance. So you just click on insight.
And you'll take some stress.
And you take stress.
But you will succeed ultimately? Is that kind of how that...
I mean, it reduces the negative effect.
And,
Which the negative effect was you didn't find someplace. So maybe he finds someplace not ideal, but it's someplace.
I resist that effect then.
All right.
So I know there's a place around here.
Roll your insight.
So I click on insight. All right. Am I just rolling 1 die for this?
It's however many dots you have. It should auto figure it out.
Oh,
like however many 1 dots you have.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
Ooh,
nice.
Very insightful.
No stress. Is that true?
Yeah. So
no stress.
You get no stress because you had a pretty good roll. And
remove 1 stress.
If you get a critical, which is 2 6s.
Oh.
But you don't get any stress.
Right.
So you're heading towards the end of this alley, and you're like, man, there's just nothing in here. And then you catch this glimpse on your right, on your left, as you're about to get out to this park. There's like a corner to this building that is in the shadow that you guys feel like you could both kind of duck into with the box and be out of sight of the street.
I know there's a place where here it is. Hey, over here. Come on.
All right, I take the box in there with him.
All right.
And I use my fine lock picks to pick that lock.
All right. We will get back to you guys in just a second.
Probably no locks in this neighborhood. We're probably
Jumping in there. All right, so Puka and Cricket. So we had the one guard on the left side, kind of like, what is this cat doing? And like looking at the cat, and the other one looking at Puka. And they're doing this whole like, no, we don't have time for your cart. I think you were saying, Cricket, like you didn't want to leave your cart here.
Yeah. So can Puka and I flash back? What was my extraction strategy?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Once the money disappeared, how does the driver disappear?
Well,
were we going to knock these guys out? Were we going to...
If we were all talking about this, it might be you have to actually you might actually have to ride this one all the way out like to HQ if that's what happens. But I mean, they can't hold you accountable for this because it's not like.
I mean, they can.
Well, I look suspicious that all of a sudden the cart broke and then the cart breaks and then the money disappears. Do I look a little questionable?
You don't get the sense that they're just going to be like, oh man, that's too bad that happened. Sorry about your cart. See you next time. Like they're probably going to put at least some of the blame on you for losing their pile of money.
And this is why gangs around here don't know how to work things. This is why we need a better order around here.
Yep.
So was the plan for the case to just be emptied and then, I don't know, deliver the empty case and then I disappear? I don't know. Or fill a case? I don't know. Obviously that plan's no longer viable.
Well, it's not. not viable. I mean, if we can distract them long enough, then potentially, yes, they could get in, fill it with some dirt,
Rocks.
and rocks, whatever they got around, and put it back.
Fine.
So
Is that the plan?
was that the discussion?
I don't know. That's pretty risky.
One might say daring.
Maybe even desperate.
That's daring and desperate. Yeah, desperate's good.
Yeah, because if so, then Luca and Sarge would know that part of the plan as well, and that's going to affect what they're doing, working on this.
I think that the best way to proceed with that would be to just dump that coin right out onto the ground, fill it up with rocks and debris from our hiding spot, lock it up, and then dump the chest back in the alleyway.
What if
And then go scoop it up and go.
could I have seen this chest multiple times? Could I have made a replacement chest that they could have already had ready?
I mean, the question is like, where would we have kept that? Because that would have been weird to carry around.
Walking around the city.
Yeah, because like we have nowhere to.
We could have stashed it. We could have stashed it earlier.
But where would we have stashed it? Not
in
knowing
this
the route.
doorway that I just happened to remember where it was.
Yeah. So, I guess that's the question. Like, did you guys make a box and stash it, like, somewhere across the bridge that you could scoop it up and have it ready?
I guess sounds very risky.
I would also say that we're still back to the same problem of we still got to have something to put in the box.
Oh, rocks or dirt.
Yeah, I mean,
right. So then why don't we just use the original box and just dump the.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the simpler and probably faster plan. Than.
How about we also? Well, I don't know. It's coins, right?
Yes.
If we left like a layer of coins on top and put all the rocks and things on the bottom, so if they didn't open it and they saw that there was like coins on top and then they didn't bother looking underneath,
they're gonna notice in like 10 seconds that the crate is missing.
No, they're not.
No,
we got
they're not. Between the cat and me, we got this.
We'll see how long Puka and Cricket can keep them distracted.
Right. And remember, we talked about Plan C. Let's continue.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
All right. So Luca and Sarge, you guys are working with that in mind, that you're gonna get the coins out. Okay. So Puka and Cricket, So you got one.
I mean,
we're getting a little antsy out here.
Yeah, I just want to help out. I don't see what the big problem is.
And I'm gonna pinch the goat when they're not looking.
Oh man! All right.
And have it start acting up.
Okay.
Or do whatever. Poke it with a needle.
Okay. So do you want it to take off?
No.
Or do you want it to
just agitate and cause mayhem and say that you guys are making Susie angry?
Okay. So the goat starts kind of nickering and stamping its feet, kind of shaking around a little bit, which is kind of wiggling the broken cart around. So the goat's not moving too well because it's got this broken cart hooked to it. But and then the one who was looking at you, Puka, look, we have it under control. We really need you to just.
Does that look under control? You got an angry goat and a broken cart. I mean, I got some tools. I can help you fix it real quick.
Look, we don't have time to fix the cart. We're going to take the goat. We're going to do what we need to do, and we're going to get back to work. Thank you. We appreciate it. But we're just going to carry on, and we'd appreciate if you let us do that.
Well, I mean, certainly, of course, I don't really want to get in your way. And then Puka, he's gonna attune to the supernatural and let his face kind of just blank over and his eyes glaze and turn dark, just to kind of lose, I guess, like just to be weird. Okay. So you want it? So the goal is look weird. Look weird and just kind of phase out as if all of a sudden something came across me.
Okay.
Just standing in the middle of that little alleyway.
Looking all over you. All right. Yeah, go ahead and do your risky attune roll, and we'll see what happens. Okay.
Nice.
So
I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm just trying to beat a distraction.
Okay. So actually, you do get a sense of something. Of course.
Another ghost coming for Sarge.
I mean, yeah, because isn't Crow's Foot like a place for ghosts? Hasn't there been a lot of death here? And
There's been a lot of death here.
I mean, Crow's Foot.
I thought I remembered that from in the city.
A lot of gang violence here.
Yeah. So I mean, there are places that I mean. There's a
It's
lot
the most
going on.
haunted district.
But it is
apparently.
the most haunted district. Yes, there's there's a lot going on here.
I forgot about that at first.
Yeah, because there's a lot of murder.
Right.
Maybe about to be 2 more. Or 4 more.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at this one spot right here. Yeah, cool. So you get the sense, Puka, that like right here in the water, there is definitely some pretty strong spirit energy right there. So you would imagine that there may be several supernatural beings in the water at the end of this street. But you do look weird.
Oh, I look weird, and I'll say in that kind of dazed sense, "Don't go into the water."
Why would we go into the water? What's wrong with this?
They want your soul.
Okay.
All right, you guys
look,
are starting to freak out Susie here.
Yeah, this is real. Look, can you get her unhooked from the cart so we can get away from this guy?
She's getting amped up right now.
Water.
Okay. We don't want to go in the water.
Can you guys escort him away, please?
Soul.
Look, all right.
Can you guys take? Can we step back a little bit from Susie?
All right, you go pick up the and we'll get rid of this guy. And they were kind of nodding towards the alley where the box dipped in there.
So the guards are coming to me.
Yeah.
One is.
That's fine. One or both?
The one who was on the right side already is like up next to you, and the other one's kind of he's past the alley now. He's kind of between the alley and where you came out.
But
And
they're coming to take care
And
of
he's
me.
kind of hesitating. He's like, I'm not sure, like, do I stay with this guy or do I? And the other one, like, hang on, let me see if I can take care of him. And so this guy's kind of like waiting.
Have you ever spoken to the spirits? Because the spirits want to talk to you. And then I point at the guy who was on the left.
Okay.
The spirits want to talk to you. The one who was unsure.
I don't want to talk to any spirits.
Don't go into the water.
Okay, I'm not gonna go in the water. I'm really not. I just want to get back home, which is not towards the water. It's that way. So you can just let me go. Like I just want to go.
Yes, come away from the water.
Oh, I have a button for this. Look, I have a job to do though. I can't just like abandon this. I'm going to be in big trouble if I just go while this is going on. And the other guys look like, what are you doing, man? Why are you talking to him? We got to.
Have you ever been possessed?
Possessed? No.
You'll have a new job. If you are.
Look, I don't know what you're talking. Like, this job is fine. I'm fine with this job and not being possessed. I'd like to just keep it and
Well,
not.
then you get away from the water.
Luca and Sarge. What's going on back there?
We're busy, I guess, dumping money out and then
Yeah.
filling a box.
All right. So Sarge, you said you were trying to pick the lock on this thing? Get the
Yeah.
box open?
Okay. Forgot that piece.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a risky tinker roll to try and get this box open.
Could we have passed my fine tinkering tools from Puga to Sarge?
Yeah,
I have
sure.
lock picks.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like, yeah, you would use lockpick still.
Yeah, he's got fine lockpicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's all set.
Question though, Luca, do you have Tinker?
Nope. It's the one thing in that block I do not do.
Okay, I don't really do much of anything in that block. I just have the lock picks.
I have burglary gear. Yeah. So we chose the wrong ones.
Wrong person to open the box.
Oh yeah. No, I was the right person to steal the box.
So could I have given you
Yeah, because anything you give them is going to help with effect.
Yeah.
They need dice.
okay, so it wouldn't be like an assist, or I don't know how that works, but
I mean, yeah, you could potentially assist in some way. I don't know how.
because with like,
or a setup.
you could also just destroy the lock and have a new lock potentially.
It's true.
If you wreck, like I know I can do like acid or something with my wrecking tools.
Yeah, but I was
like-
thinking, we just break the lock off and then
And then have a similar looking lock.
similar looking lock, or
And that might even take them more time once they get there figuring out why they can't get this damn safe open.
or that's true. Or we could just say the lock broke off in the wreck if we had to.
That's true. As long as it's not burned off with acid.
Right. Well, I don't have acid, so
So yeah, I think
Let's try this first.
okay.
Because it'd be better if we weren't breaking anything. For this though,
So it says Sarge.
yeah, right. Yeah, he's trainable.
I know. I'm impressed.
So for this lockpick, I've read the manual. I've gone through trainings, but I've never actually had to do it. Luca, can you hold this wrench tight inside of the lock, and then I can just use the pick itself? That's a way to help me.
Just don't stab me with it.
Or could this be leading a group
You're
action?
gonna try and
If they're lockpicking together?
I mean, I was thinking maybe an assist would make sense if you're trying to actually like kind of hold it there,
Yeah.
Luca. Yeah, I mean a group action. Yes, I mean a group action is kind of like doing something together at the same time.
Either one. I just don't know what a group action does, so I figured it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they both roll. So like everybody who's participating in group action rolls, and you just take the best roll and apply it to everybody.
that seems really good.
Yeah.
But we're not. We're
it's
not really. I'm just holding it in place. I'm not actually trying to open it myself.
Yeah, like that's more of an assist if you want to do that. So that would be taking the stress to give him a +1 because, man, you're trying to make sure, like he told you where to put it, and you're trying to keep it just in that right spot. But, locks, tricky things.
Yeah.
Wait, are you at minus? Are you at -1 die for doing this?
Oh, and yeah, he's also at -1 die.
So you hold it in
switch
place.
that? Yeah.
You hold it in place. I'll try to open
If
it.
you're
Do
both
either of you
equally-
have wreck? Because
if you're both equally bad,
Nope.
no,
I
nobody
don't
has wreck but you.
I'll take the stress and
Because I've
make
got a
it one.
torch if you want to torch it open.
No. All right. So how much stress do I take to assist?
One.
Okay. Done.
And what am I rolling?
A
Tinker.
risky tinker roll with standard effect.
Risky tinker, standard effect.
So you get the +1 die from.
I get 1 extra bonus die.
That's with the fine lockpicks for increased effect if he does it.
Nice.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
Hey, it's still a success.
About as good as I can do, I think.
So you do manage to get it open. In the course of getting it open, you think that you've somehow ruined the mechanism, so you don't think you're going to be able to get it locked back closed. You will be able to close it. You're just not going to be able to relock it, but you did get it open.
We'll worry about that part later.
I mean, that seems fine.
Yeah.
They can worry about that part later.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm just gonna open it up and flip it upside down.
Dump all the coins.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then put it back up and then put some rocks inside of it.
Okay.
Until it feels roughly the same weight as it did.
Okay. Yeah, and you dragged it enough that you kind of know, and you helped him carry it, Luca, too. So between the two of you, you can get it close enough that it's not noticeably.
Close it up, dump it back in the alley, and then get ourselves back to our hiding spot.
All right. So Puka and Cricket, back to you guys out here on the street as they're doing this.
So, yeah, can we catch a glance of how much longer we need to keep distracting them? Or are they coming down the?
Yeah, you have not seen them quite yet coming down the alley. If you're taking glances down that alley,
Right.
So Puka will stagger forward a little bit, like aiming towards the guy on the left, but staggering in towards the guy that's closer to me. Still kind of like pointing at him and continuing to kind of repeat that garbage about ghosts and possession and stay away from the water.
Okay. So just sort of getting
a little bit closer, not threatening necessarily, but continuing that weird and continuing to engage the guy who's been engaging back, keep him from looking in the alley.
All right. Look, don't get too close, man. I don't want it. Whatever's going on with you, keep it away from me, please.
Is that the guy on the left?
The guy that you're going towards, yeah.
Okay. And as I get to the guy on the right, I'll come out of the supernatural vision, kind of lean into the guy on the right, put my hand on his shoulder, and steady myself and look around a little confused.
Look,
how'd you get so close?
Are you all right?
Sorry, I felt a bit faint for a moment, and I'll take my hand off. Sorry, sir, I did not mean to. But are you all right?
Yeah,
you do look a little pale, even for, duskfall.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just need to get moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we just can we just help you on your way?
If you don't mind, I'm feeling a bit weak in the knees. Something came over me.
All right, yeah, just right down here would be good, and then they're trying to lead you.
And I'll put it. Are they both coming?
Yeah.
I'll kind of put my arms around both of them and just let my weight go onto them, like I'm weak, so weak.
They're doing their good deed.
Yeah.
They are doing a good deed. Yeah. Look at us improving Duskball.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
All right.
These guys are going to get killed tonight,
We got to get our +2 heat.
All right. So Puka is leading these guys off, or they're leading
me
that way. And as they do that, Cricket, you see the two of them, Luca and Sarge, come back around the corner into the alley with that box.
We just usually,
and they did tell you, like, one of the last thing the guards told you to do was get it and get ready to get out of here. Like they want you to unhook the cart, put the box on the goat, lash it on the onto the back of the goat, and be able to just continue on your way.
Okay. if I can, I guess I'll start dragging it. Do I notice the lock is not?
Yep.
So I, of course, always have a bandolier, but it's not showing this time.
Right.
So I'll reach in for some binding oil
Okay.
that permanently fuses two surfaces together or until dissolved by alkahest or electroplasm.
Okay.
And I'll hit the lock with a quick,
Yeah.
one of those.
Glue it back shut. All
Sure.
right.
And,
Oh,
Yeah.
and glue that back shut. And then I'll try and do what I was supposed to do.
Okay. Drag it back over and.
Drag it back over, and I don't know how you get a big old thing back up on. Yeah,
Goat.
I'll do my best.
Poor
Wasn't
goat.
trained for this.
Neither was the goat.
Yeah.
the goat not gonna tolerate that.
No. Yeah. And there's not really. I mean, it's pretty heavy.
Hmm.
But it's probably reasonable to when these guys get back, say, hey, I tried to, but I just can't get it on there. We'll have to carry it.
Hmm. You'll have to carry it.
Yeah, you'll have to carry it. Yeah. So the puka, they kind of walk you down that alley, and then they get to that next block. And are you good to get back wherever you're going? Are you gonna make it?
I think so. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Sorry I couldn't
We
be
gotta
helpful.
we gotta go. We gotta.
No, of course.
job to do,
Yeah,
so.
sorry I couldn't help you.
Yeah.
Stay away from the water.
Yeah. We will.
I'll turn and I'll walk away.
Yep. They come back down the alley towards where you are, Cricket. Well, did you get it? We
I
gotta get
got
out of
it,
here.
but
That guy was real weird. I don't know.
yeah, he was freaking Susie. But I don't think we're gonna be able to get this up on her.
Too heavy.
I don't see how. I mean, there's just nowhere to put it. It'll
Yeah.
fall off.
All right. We're just gonna have to hoof it. I mean, we're not too
It's not-
far.
Too much further.
No. All right. I guess. I mean, we'll carry it.
All right. I'm
We
Need to
just
go
gotta
take
get back
care
there.
of your goat.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna leave my goat behind.
Can't you?
I
Just
gotta find somebody.
Can't you just walk it the rest of the way?
Well, I'm gonna find some. I was gonna fix the cart here.
All right. Look, just make sure you get back. Once you get the cart fixed, come back to headquarters.
I will, and I'll be right there.
All right. And so they take the box and they walk off this way towards this main road.
And I pretend to look like I'm doing things until they're out of sight.
All right. Fiddling around with the wheel.
Yeah.
All right. So they leave. Can't see them anymore.
Yeah,
I
where'd I-
immediately gone back. As soon as we dropped the box off, I immediately went back to where we had the money. Just so.
Start shoveling up money.
I'm
Yeah.
sure Puka and I plan to,
I figure
keep
we
an eye on
planned.
each other.
Yeah, keep an eye on each other and then head back, and then you two collect what you can and bring it back. Because we wouldn't know where they were holing up to do the exchange.
No.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Okay.
Am I just leaving the goat in the cart?
I don't know. Are you?
Did I borrow him from somebody? Do I owe him back to somebody?
So you grabbed him. You can put him back
These-
where you grabbed him from if you want.
These are borrowed goods.
One broken wheel.
Nope. I feel like nobody saw, right?
Yeah.
Then I unhooked the goat and walked the other way.
See you later, goat.
That goat's gonna go fall in the river and get eaten by ghosts now.
Oh, it's absolutely not long for the world. There's a half dozen ways that it does.
Yeah, crazy famished billhook walking around here is gonna just slaughter the goat and
Mhm.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, you guys managed to scoop. So Luca and Sarge, you have to scoop up about 3 coin worth of money from the street there each, and then you manage to get back to the hideout.
We each grab up 3
You
coin.
each grab up 3 coin. Yes.
Sweet.
Nice.
And look at that. Nobody died.
Nobody
That's
died
right.
except
That
maybe
wasn't
that
bad.
goat later,
Yeah, but that was,
And maybe
that
the
was
guards.
outside the score.
And maybe
no
the
When they
guards.
show up
XP.
with, maybe when they show up without any money.
Yep.
And maybe me when hopefully my disguise worked.
Yep.
I'm laying low for a while.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So yeah, you guys got back to the hideout with your 6 coin.
There we go.
Good
Money,
score.
money.
Rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
So we have 10 money now that we're getting at.
Yeah.
Basically. But
So
now
yeah,
we-
you'll have to figure out where to put it because your dash at the hideout can't hold anymore. So you're gonna have to divvy this up between you guys, or spend some money in the next downtime. Uh-oh. Oop. Oh no, wrong thing. Nope, nope, nope. I accidentally left.
Putting coin.
I
Yeah, and
accidentally left,
I
but
could
I'm back.
probably
Hey,
put
welcome
some
back.
into a machine if I get some time working, but
But yeah, so if you guys want to make a note of that coin, and then we'll do
Where
pick
does-
up with some down next time.
Oh, there's coin.
So yeah, there should be a
So yeah, I'll take one,
Everybody take one.
and then the extra 2, Luca and Cricket, since Cricket can use it for crafting stuff, and Luca's our fearless leader.
It's a good idea.
How about fearless?
Well, and you've got plans that might cost money.
I do have plans and they will cost money. So that is a good point.
I will gladly take a coin and you let me know what you guys need. Invented.
So
But that
2 on
also-
Luca, 2 on Cricket, 1 on Puka, 1 on Sarge,
That's
and
you
then
guys.
4 in the
4 in the hold.
hold.
Yep.
So I mean we actually have plenty of coin floating around if people need it.
That's true.
Right. But it's good to probably keep a hold of some coin. Just
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
need to pay somebody off or something.
Or when our rep gets high enough to go up a
Right.
tier.
Right.
That was a pretty successful score.
there was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
More successful than I expected.
We ripped off the crows.
Yeah, that
We
seems
ripped off the
good.
crows and we
That was
ripped off the
daring.
red sashes.
There
That
was,
was
pretty
daring.
daring. All right. Well, that was our score for this evening. So we'll see you back on Sunday for some downtime and probably another score here, depending on what this crew decides to do with their newfound wealth.
See ya.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you Sunday.